Wendy's new Cinnabon Pull-Apart is here to satisfy morning cravings with its warm, sweet cinnamon sugar rolled dough, ooey-gooey texture, and signature cream cheese frosting. Get the best part in every bite this morning with Wendy's new Cinnabon Pull-Apart, only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D, Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia.
I cannot stress the urgency enough.
Your shot to win $1,000 is right now. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bills.
Bills.
That's Bills. Enter it now.
You heard the man. Well, what are you waiting for? FoxPHLGambler.com right now. $1,000 up for grabs. And get it.
Washington gets it into Doncic at three-quarter court. Case one dribble, fires a 70-footer. It doesn't matter. It misses, and the Thunder come to Dallas and even the series at 2 victories apiece, getting the game for victory 196.
Yeah! I'll tell you what. How about them Oklahoma City Thunder? Let's go, SGA.
I battle with a lot and try to be really good at, and a lot of great players battle with it and try to be really good at it. But ultimately, it just comes down to, for the most part, taking what the defense gives you and trusting your teammates.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what a comeback victory that was last night. Ripping victory from the hands of the Dallas Mavericks. The Oklahoma City Thunder in a big must-have game. 196. John Jansen.
Hello.
In studio, full show. John, did you know?
Did I know?
That in the Dallas Mavericks playoff history, the franchise, although they weren't all that good for a long damn time.
For a long time.
Last night, 17-0 went up by double digits at the half. Guess what?
They're not 17-0 anymore.
Yeah! Some good AC/DC to start us off here. Of course, we cashed that ticket. Was not looking good for pretty much 3/4 of the game, but SGA is that dude. SGA is that man. But on the flip side, Dallas Mavericks, you got some questions you need to answer right now. One of them is about Luka and whether or not you can depend on him over these next few games. So good afternoon, everybody. We're going to have some fun today. We got some dumb topics to get in. I got some good reads candy from iconiccandy.com. Cinnamon candy.
It smells like cinnamon in here.
Yes, it does.
Now, can I admit that I'm not a cinnamon candy person?
I don't know how you...
Am I allowed to say that?
Cinnamon is like the best cereal out there, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, I know, but see, that's right. And that's one of my favorite cereals. I do like cinnamon for certain things, but cinnamon candy, for some reason, that type of flavoring, I don't like. Well, I don't get it. Because I do. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is one of my favorite cereals of all time. And the reason why is because at the end of it, when you get the milk and the cinnamon and that, like the sugar and all that.
Now we're cooking, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of cooking, we got a lot to get to, and we will. Of course, the fightings are in action. Last night, good grief. You know, Mr. Trumpets and the way that the Mets were able to, well, I would say number one for me at the start of it, of course, is everything that the Phillies are going through. Well, no Schwarber. That lineup is just ridiculous. You know, I get it. Stubbs is everybody's favorite, and we like him. I can't see that guy in the lineup every day. I just can't. He's not.
Well, he's not supposed to.
He's not. Well, what's he supposed to do? Good vibes? Is that what he's supposed to do?
He's supposed to be a backup catcher that plays maybe once every 5 games.
Is he good enough to be a backup catcher at the professional level?
I would have to take a look at other backup catchers, but I imagine no. It's hard to find good. It's hard to find good starting catchers, let alone good backup catchers.
Come on.
I think I mean, we've been kind of spoiled with catchers. JT Realmuto, he's a great catcher. No, there's not many. And JT Realmuto, I mean, if you look at his numbers, he's not like one of the best players in Major League Baseball, like this crazy great Major League Baseball player, but he is maybe one of the top 3 catchers in baseball.
Well, I'm not going to go too crazy on it because, I'm not trying to.
You don't need to. It's just a backup catcher.
Yeah.
Can he call a good game? Can he catch a pitch? Good. Fine. Great. That's all you need to be. Thank you.
I'm kind of tired of just watching him in there every single
I know.
day.
I get it.
You know,
but you're not supposed to watch him every single day. You're supposed to watch JT Realmuto, but he's hurt.
That's right.
It's okay.
Well, Diaz gets the opportunity to get in there for the save and completely falls apart last night.
He looked terrible.
He could not throw a strike. He was all over the batter's box, not even a plate. And next thing you know, the Phillies end up manufacturing enough runs to tie it, and then they win in extra innings. And again, team total over, cash, Phillies W. Now, I did not follow my own advice last night, had some other things going on, was not able to set up shop and enjoy the game, so therefore it didn't have any action. But if you listened to this show yesterday, that's exactly what I said. This team is so dialed in right now that you just should go ahead and take both of those on DraftKings Sportsbook, who, by the way, Brace is your promo code. Once again, game going on right now. We'll keep you up to date, but we got a lot of other things happening in the sports world. We got the NFL schedule coming down, and we got some games, some more games.
Even though they're just leaking the entire thing slowly, one by one.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Smart.
Is it?
Yeah, keep the conversation about the NFL.
That's fair.
You know,
it does keep the conversation going, but it's annoying. Just do it.
We got PGA Championship going down this weekend. Another major in the world of golf. There's some big time news on why you should be possibly firing on Rory McIlroy a little bit more this week, and it has stuff to do with off the course because I know he's been about as hot as it gets for the last 2 outings and winners in both of them. We also had the Preakness going down this weekend. Dick Girardi will be live on the air at 9 a.m. on Saturday, getting you ready for all things Preakness. Nobody better. Gave us a couple winners for the Kentucky Derby last time. Sorry, this is...
Yeah, I mean, what is going on over there? I finished my piece of candy before we went on the air. You've had the thing for like 15 minutes.
I was ready to chew on it, but then I can't.
How long have you been... Yeah, how long has that thing been in your mouth right now? Pause.
Hello. I just want to say this. This candy Reed's is incredible. It's the Reed's cinnamon.
Yeah, that's great, but can't you get it over with?
IconicCandy.com. Check them out online.
Yes, great. Can't you get it done with? I feel like you're just savoring it too much.
It's done. It's over.
Okay.
It's gone. It's gone.
Jeez.
Won't eat another piece.
I mean, just hear it. You've had to stop talking because of this thing, and I can hear it in my mouth. I hate when you do that. It's just all in my ears. It's all in my headphones. What was that? What was that sound drop?
Anyways.
Was that a sound drop or was that you?
No, it was the sweet board. It was the sweet board.
What on earth?
But we have to open up
right now
with what took place last night in the association. And SGA is that man. And the cool thing about SGA, right? And I don't think a lot of people realize this. Last night, he attempted 1 3-pointer. He finished with 34 points. He's pulling up from all over on that floor. The mid-range jumper was falling. Of course, behind the backboard was a thing of beauty. But he is so smooth and shifty and just a guy that does not live and die by the 3. And I think that's refreshing when you talk about the NBA and what we are in this day and age and everything, how it's been. But, he doesn't shoot them, number one. His total going into all of these games is essentially 1.5. That's the number on DraftKings Sportsbook, 1.5 3-pointers made. He'll make 2. Looks like he went over that a couple times in the last 10 or so games, but there are plenty of games where he doesn't hit a 3-pointer. And he's still as dominant as ever. The best player on the floor yesterday. I am a big fan of Washington and what he was able to do. We talked a little bit about that yesterday with Sean Barnard. But, I want to start with SGA and really focus on him more than what's not going right for the Dallas Mavericks. But that series is now tied up at 2 apiece. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are favored to win the series at this point in time. And SGA, we all thought he should have got more MVP votes. Everybody's infatuated with Joker. Year 7, it feels like. and he deserved to win the MVP. I'm saying that's fine, but I thought SGA should have been recognized a little bit more as far as with the first place votes and all things MVP. And hopefully those voters are watching a little bit more in detail because he is simply dominant and he does it his own way. Big fan of SGA over here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing this renaissance of mid-range shooters because Jalen Brunson is a lot like that as well.
True.
Now, he does shoot more threes. He's shooting, I think, 5 threes per game in the Indiana series. The series before that against the Sixers, I think he shot 7. So he does shoot more from 3 than SGA, but most of his game, he lives in the mid-range. And so seeing that, yeah, it's kind of this new renaissance with guards now. And I'm wondering why that is. And I'm wondering if that's because defenders, if that space of the floor is so wide open now that they are seeing value in getting points there. But yeah, SGA has this all-around great offensive game. And it's just crazy to see that his offensive game has been consistent and better than Luka's. And we think of Luka as like one of the great scorers in the NBA right now. And to see SGA doing better than that, and especially in a series too with Kyrie Irving as well, another guard who is a really great scorer. Yeah, that is it's interesting to see how this Thunder team is built because they do have some really great size in Chet Holmgren, some good guards in Dort and Giddey. But SGA is this kind of unique talent that we haven't seen because the game basically does live behind the 3-point line. So it's interesting to see how the Thunder have been sort of set up in that way.
10 of 14 for mid-range with the victory last night. Again, down double digits and able to battle back and find a way to win on the road in Dallas. That place was fired up for them to go up 3-1. Oh, not so fast. Now OKC minus 160 to win it, to win the series on DraftKings Sportsbook. Now down to a best of 3 series. We have 2 other series that are best of 3 as well. Exciting time.
I was going to say some pretty good series.
Yeah, exciting time in sports right now when you get a 7-game series and all knotted up at 2 apiece. So final 3 games will decide who's going to advance into the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. We'll talk more about all things OKC and fast forward into Game 5 in a little bit. Sean Barnard is going to join us at 4:05. On the other side, let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. And I believe in their short time frame of being together, of playing next to each other, that was the lowest total points that Kyrie and Luka have scored in a game. And dare I say, their biggest game to date. I think that's fair to say, right? These games are only getting more bigger, and things are getting a little more clear as far as with the magnifying glass. You hone in. But Luka is definitely struggling right now. Luka finished with 18 points, Kyrie with 9. Quick math, 27 points, lowest total by the tandem. And you saw bunnies being missed in that fourth quarter. And it felt like there was something on the rim just keeping that ball out. And as I said, was blown away that OKC was able to come back, had them on the money line, felt good about that play going into it, but through 3 quarters, I'm like, well, this is going to be a loss. Anyways, Luka and Kyrie, people are trying to think, well, it's not a matter of you just got to trust your eyes. Luka clearly does not look the same as he did in the middle of the season. And I'm not here for the injuries. Everybody's injured. Everybody's got something going on. And if we're going to rant and rave about a guy like Joel Embiid, Luka's got to deliver, right? Like, you can't just be satisfied with getting to this point in the playoffs. They got to take that next step, especially when they have an opportunity to go up 3-1 and they failed to deliver. I'm bringing it up because of the big reason why. It's because it's such a slim margin, right? Between us losing our minds as a fan base with Joel Embiid, he's never going to do it, trade him, the worst franchise ever. And I put my hand in the air. I mean, I get frustrated. I said a lot of those things. Do I mean them? Depends when you catch me. As I sit here right now, possibly not. But what I will tell you is, I think we got to be a little bit more fair to Joel Embiid, because you look around the league and you look at the superstars and you look at Luka. I don't think they're going to win this series. I don't think they're going to advance. And then what? What do you got? You got Kyrie and Luka, 2 of the best players in the game, and you can't get to a Western Conference final against Oklahoma City, who has their shortcomings. And man, are they really some extreme shortcomings, because they get dominated on the glass. They get out-rebounded by everybody. So there's all these excuses, right? You're going up against OKC. You should win that game. You don't. Kevin Durant and Phoenix, they got a 3-headed monster. Where are they at? You just go down the list of all these, the Lakers, LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they're home. Maybe we need to reflect a little bit and realize that it's not exactly the easiest to get to a conference final in the NBA playoffs. That's all.
Okay, it is not easy, no, because you're getting down to the final 4 teams in the NBA, and there are going to be a lot of teams left out. But some of those guys you've mentioned, they've been there before, at least. And I know, somebody like LeBron, he's not going to make it every single year, so it's going to be impossible. But still, some of those guys have made it before, and that I don't know that can't be something we see. Since Luka's not doing it, that means we can excuse Embiid for not doing it, because you should be doing it. He is one of the best players in the NBA. It shouldn't excuse anyone. It should just be the same criticisms we throw at Embiid, we should be throwing at Luka. All the same things we say about that. Yeah, Luka should get all that same criticism, especially because through 2 postseason series, Luka's been awful the entire postseason. Not just against Oklahoma City. He was awful against the Clippers.
He had one good game. He was okay.
One good game, but every single one of his numbers are down.
Yeah.
His field goal percentage numbers are down. His points per game numbers are down. His 3-point percentage numbers are down. Everything. He was shooting 38% from 3 during the season. He's been shooting about 28% from 3 in the postseason. He shot 48.7% from the field. He's shooting right now. He's shooting 39% in this Oklahoma City series, and he was shot 40% in the Clippers series. That's unacceptable. That's the stuff I criticize Embiid for. Embiid's a great player, but why can't his numbers stay consistent into the postseason? And right now, I think you have to be saying the same thing. I don't think it's injuries. I don't think it's whatever. I mean, you're missing your shots. That's all you're doing. This is a great player that is missing a lot of shots, and his team can't afford that. In the same way, again, and the Sixers can't afford when Embiid misses his shots. So there is a lot of responsibility on Luka. But dude, you almost averaged a triple-double during the regular season, and you did it with the most points per game during the season. So what is going on? Why can't you be repeating? Again, a lot of responsibility. So it's going to be tough to consistently do that through a postseason, but still, you got to be pretty close. And Luka is not even close right now to any of those numbers.
And as I said, you're getting production from the other players out there, not Kyrie, but other players for wearing a Mavericks uniform. And you're depending on your 2 stars to live up to their billing. And it's not happening right now. And that's got to be frustrating.
I think that's more where the conversation has to go, right?
Well,
of teams relying on just stars, and it's hard to rely on just stars through an entire postseason run.
Yeah, there's different situations in all these teams, right? You look at the Knicks and the way that they've handled their players throughout the course of 82, and some people are saying it's catching up to them, and that's where we're going to go next, because I don't really want to talk about the Celtics or Cavs. That series is over.
Yeah, that's over.
Matter of fact, DraftKings doesn't even offer a way for you to wager on the Celtics. It's true. It's like you could take the series. Cavs are like plus 10,000 if you want, but there's nothing for the Celtics. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, that series should wrap up Game 5. Boston 15.5-point favorites at home, and Game 5 in OKC tomorrow night, 9:35. You got OKC -4 at home. To tonight's games, we got the Pacers and Knicks, and the T-Wolves and Nuggets. 2-2-2-2. So where does this one go in both respected series here? The Pacers and Knicks, 1.5 favorite. Knicks at the Garden, 217. Of course, extremely difficult to beat them there. No road team has won just yet in this series. So I don't know if that's going to stay the same tonight. I kind of get the vibe that this is probably going to go 7 here. If you made me take a wager tonight, I would think tonight's a monster Brunson game, little bounce back, but I have nothing pushing.
It's just
me.
hard because the Knicks look beat up.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're rejuvenated being back at home. And as you just said, bounce back from Brunson. All those things can happen.
I got no passion for this game.
No, not at all. Because I remember talking about it Saturday, heading into that Sunday game, are the Knicks at least going to be healthy enough and look healthy enough to win that game? And to be honest, the answer was no. I mean, they look beat up. They look run down. So maybe again that they've had some time off and they're going to be back at home, that's rejuvenating for them. But until I see it, I'm with you. I'm not inspired in anything in this game because I just don't know how the Knicks are. The Knicks do look beat up right now.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm kind of passing on wagering that game as a whole. But one thing I would look at, is that the Tyrese Halliburton has bounced back. He's played much better, been a little bit more aggressive, of course, making the shots fall. His number's at 20.5. Remember, after game 1 or game 2, whatever it was, his number was as low as 15.5. So it's now at the 20.5 there. I'd look at the combos. He's letting it fly, being extremely aggressive. TJ McConnell is a guy I would still look at, but it starts and ends with Jalen Brunson, 32.5 on that number. You know he's going to have to deliver if they have a chance at winning this game. So I would look at Brunson with the Knicks there. Again, really tough game to pick a winner here, but probably go with the home team. Knicks favored by 1.5. 10:35. Game number 5 in the Nuggets and T-Wolves series, and everybody said that this one was over, Johnny. It was done.
I think when we were leaving Denver, a lot of people, I don't think in Denver, but a lot of people were, understandably so, saying the series is over.
It's over. Not so fast.
I felt that way.
4-point spread. Denver favored. 206 is your total on DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm going to ride with the home team, Denver Nuggets, on this one. They've made me look good the last 2 games. They made me look pretty bad in the first 2 games. So here we are. Keep riding the hot hand in the dice game. But Denver at home, I think they figured out what was – it really did come down to the offense. They weren't hitting their shots, number 1. But number 2, they looked like they were sluggish. They were getting dominated on a defensive end by the T-Wolves. And look, when the Nuggets are moving the rock, and of course, as I said, the caveat is they're hitting their shots, which the majority of the time they do. That's why they won the championship last year. I just think that they are far and away the best team in the West, in my mind. I think we see more of that tonight.
Yeah, and you're right to say that maybe they're just hitting their shots. That's what always makes things look easier. If you're hitting your shots, and yeah, of course things are going to look open because you're hitting them. But I feel like the Nuggets did kind of figure out whatever Minnesota was doing, and that's what makes Denver a championship team last year. It's why now, even being down 0-2 and going on the road and winning those 2 games, why they can do that, because they can make so many adjustments because they're so good and they're so talented. So they made an adjustment. I'm wondering if Minnesota can find defensively how to stop them again, or if there's even a way to do it. So I'd be interested to ask Sean Barnard about that. But yeah, it seems like whatever Minnesota was doing to them, Denver figured out pretty quickly, because their offense has been awesome the last 2 games. And to be awesome like that on the road, it's just, can Minnesota find a counter? And that's what's really an interesting thing about both Oklahoma City and Minnesota, because they're young teams. We haven't seen them do it in a series yet. So to do it against somebody like the Denver Nuggets, it's going to be tough to see that, I think, from Minnesota. So I'm really interested how this game plays out. I would honestly lean Denver, though. I don't know if Minnesota can. I think whatever Minnesota was doing, Denver's got it, and now Denver still has the best player in the entire NBA, the best player in the postseason, and the best player in this series, and he seems to be pretty comfortable right now. And as long as he's comfortable, Denver's going to win this series.
All right. We will hit on more NBA a little bit later in the program. Sean Barnard, as I said, 4:05. Joe Tansey going to join us on the other side. There's trouble with the Philadelphia Union. Losers of 3 straight at home. We'll mix in some NBA, get his thoughts, and, of course, talk some MLB as Joe covers the all things sports gambling for crossingabroad.com. John Jansen, in my left hand, I have a hat filled with side topics.
Oh, gosh.
That's not the wrong. That's not the
What was that?
That's not the right.
What was that? It was like static, TV static. What was that?
Jeez.
Or did you mess something up? What'd you do? What'd you just do there? You were all excited for this. Seemed like you were excited for whatever you're about to say or whatever is coming up.
In
your hat in your hand, there are hats. In your hats, there are hands. Whatever you said.
All right. Well,
there are side topics.
That sound bite is definitely in the dump. No idea what happened there.
What are the side topics? Do I get the no?
Well, yeah, we're gonna.
Are any of them movies?
Sweet.
That one's so creepy.
The side
so creepy.
I got a list of some side topics here, right? And these are some deep ones. Your first show back since last week, so I'm going to be hitting you over the head with some pretty deep topics here. One of them happens to be
how deep we talk
with the Commanders' new head coach rocking a T-shirt with the W in feathers. I don't know if that was a good idea, but he just spoke on that today, Mr. Quinn down there in D.C. We will not go there. Instead, our first side topic for you, John Jansen, Jared Goff, come on down. $212 million extension, 4 years. The deal makes the 2016 number 1 pick the highest paid player in franchise history. Are you agreeing with this decision by the Detroit Lions to tackle the future with Mr. Jared Goff? Or would you say, you know what, man, I just don't see this guy getting you over the hump? Where are you at right now with the contract with the Lions and Jared Goff?
Oh, do you want me to answer that now? I didn't know if that was a side topic.
No, that's now.
Okay,
Yeah,
we can
that's
do that
now.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the standard contract for that kind of quarterback is going to be. I mean, it's that way for Kirk Cousins, and obviously Jared Goff is younger than Kirk Cousins. It's going to be that way for Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott should probably get a little bit more. Woo! And I imagine he will get more. So this isn't for talking about that contract. Like everybody was like, oh, well, now Trevor Lawrence is already going to get paid way more than that. You know, it's going to be different with these younger quarterbacks who are very good that are going to be getting these huge, huge contracts that are going to be setting the market over and over again. Jared Goff didn't really set the market. It's kind of just where it has been. And the Detroit Lions had to answer the question of, is he that kind of quarterback moving forward for the next 4 years? And I think the obvious answer to them was yes. Dallas is having a hard time with that. And I don't know why Dallas is having a hard time with that. I think you easily give them
won.
I know they haven't won, but I mean, that's their fault. It's not all Dak. I mean, that's their fault. Detroit won, and I don't think Jared Goff was all that special in the playoffs, but Detroit won because he was solid. The team around him was solid. The offense was solid. You know, I think there's got to be more internal questions about Dallas in there than just going, well, Dak Prescott's not good enough. But they don't want to have that conversation. Maybe this is Dak also going, well, I can test free agency and maybe get even more money than what you guys are going to give me because the team desperate enough. We'll look at Dak and the numbers he's put up. Dak had a career year last year. Dak had one of the best years he's ever had last season, and especially as a passer. I think a team would spend a lot of money for that, but it's going to be, again, around where Jared Goff got. So, I don't have any problem with it. Jared Goff has earned that. This is what a standard contract for quarterback is going to be. This doesn't set the market. This isn't going to be what CJ Stroud gets in a few years. This isn't going to be what Trevor Lawrence gets this offseason. It's not going to be any of that. But for a quarterback like Dak Prescott, a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, this is what a fringe top 15, top 10 quarterback is going to look like.
The average annual basis compared to other quarterbacks, Joe Burrow makes $55 million per year. Justin Herbert, 52.5. Lamar Jackson, 52. Jalen Hurts, 51. Jared Goff now makes $53 million per year. Here's where his $212 million total will rank compared to his peers. Mahomes, 450. Joe Burrow, 275. Justin Herbert, 262. Lamar, 260. Josh Allen, 258. Kyler, Deshaun Watson, then Jared Goff in there at $212 million. Just talk to me about the guaranteed money. That's all that matters there. Yes, the side topic bucket will continue to roll on. We got some fun ones in there, some deep ones as well.
Any movie ones? Come on.
We can mix in a movie one for you. Johnny Cinema.
Toss in some movies.
All right. What's happening up there at Subaru Park isn't exactly.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. Best
something
picture.
we haven't seen in a while from the Union.
We're going to talk a little bit about the Philadelphia Union with our next guest, Joe Tansey. We'll mix it up, though. We will talk some NBA playoff basketball as there are 2 games tonight going down, 2 great series. Some are saying the Indiana Pacers are America's team. Do you feel that way?
What? Who's saying that? Who's saying that?
Nobody likes the Knicks. Get on
board. I saw this last week. Somebody was saying, oh, playoff Jason Tatum doesn't exist. Nobody was calling him that to begin with. Why are we calling Indiana Pacers America's team?
Wait a minute. People were saying that Jason Tatum was comparable to Tobias Harris after that loss in game 2. Maybe want to tackle.
All right, that goes too far as well.
That's way too far.
Come on.
Dude's a superstar. All right, Joe Tansey on the other side. Daily Ticket Rona. More after this.
If you can wager on it, we're
Stop at Rita's today and try their new frozen coffee made with Oreo cookie pieces. Be cool. Go to Rita's.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
We're down the Schuylkill westbound University to Garden City to Belmont, eastbound, stop to go Montgomery Drive to south. Vine Expressway tied up both ways. Schuylkill to 95. 95 northbound Jam 452 to Curlin Street with police activity. To tell total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Juicy Juice. It's spring, which means your kids are busy. For an easy go-to, give them Juicy Juice. 100% fruit juice, only sweetened by the fruit. No sugar, no high fructose. Go at juicyjuice.com.
I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girl.
Hey, hit the road. How about some free gas?
Free gas. How?
Try new Febreze Golf Series freshness and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may, yeah, but you're going to have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze Golf for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in wash scent beads.
Hitting the links this weekend? The pros are: get in on all the tee to green action at DraftKings Sportsbook. And if you're new to DraftKings, you gotta check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DING. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code DING. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/T for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now. Like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Did you hear? Macy's one-day sale is today with limited time specials to help you get ready for summer. Like 25 to 30% off active gear for him and for her. And 40 to 70% off shoes, handbags, and jewelry for the perfect look. Plus, save 45 to 60% on dining and entertaining from Lennox, Fitz & Floyd, and more. Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. Savings off regular and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air.
Yeah, it's the Daily Ticket with you here on a Tuesday. John Jansen in studio. How about that, sports fans?
Hello.
You like that?
How about Aaron Nola, by the way?
Talk to me.
8 innings.
How about it?
2 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts. And he's going into, he likely will pitch the 9th inning because he's under 90 pitches.
Jeez.
Mets stink.
Yeah, Mets are terrible.
Pathetic.
Yep.
Sorry, Mike Power.
He's used to it. And we're having fun with that with
Most
Diaz.
Mets fans are used to it, I guess,
Yeah,
by now.
exactly. Blowing that 9th inning lead yesterday was a thing of beauty. All right, let's head out to the Gambler Hotline, and joining us right now, it's our good buddy Joe Tansey. And, you know, normally we dial Joe up when things are nice and sunshine and rainbows and, you know, dollar signs and everything's a beautiful, beautiful day, right? Putting together to have a beautiful day. But right here, right now, where we are with all things Philadelphia Union, we're struggling. This team has lost 3 straight at home. They got a game coming up, though, and matter of fact, on Saturday, too, on the road as well. So 2 games we will discuss with him. We'll get some big picture stuff talking about the young gun, Mr. Sullivan, Cavan, and also some MLB conversation as well as the NBA. But before we do that, Joe, let's have some fun. You ready to go? You're a guy that likes to have fun.
Of course I do.
It was just the
we're gonna
poster child of fun.
We're gonna spin the wheel of side topics. And how about this one? You guys ready for this? This one hit me as I was watching the game, game 3 on Friday night, when an Indiana Pacers player steps up. I think the game was tied 106 all. Forgive me, who hit it? It was
Neesmith.
Thank you. No, it wasn't.
Oh, Nemhard. They blend together. They're the same guy.
Correct. Yep. He hits the 3-pointer to go up 109-106. And as I'm watching it, all of a sudden I hear bang, bang, and I go, wait a minute. That's right. It's Mike Breen. Mike Breen on the call for, of course, ESPN. But what have we come to know Mike Breen for over the past week or so? Banging the 76ers over the head.
Pause. Oh, okay.
With big shots by Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and everybody else. Here's where I'm getting to. I'll tell you straight up, that couldn't happen in Philadelphia. People would lose their minds if the play-by-play guy was known for something of a catchphrase, like Mark Zumoff, for a lack of a better example, going, lock all your windows and close your doors, like, could you imagine that taking place against the 76ers on national TV? You'd be losing your mind. It could never happen. I'm laughing about it because I can't stand the Knicks fans at this point in time. But
wait, you're saying you are anti-catchphrase? You are anti-bang?
Mike Breen calls national television or national NBA
right.
games.
You just don't like it because he's a Knicks broadcaster
and his team.
Okay,
has nothing to do with me.
So it's zoom up if he did like his yes when the Sixers hit it, or somebody hits a big shot against the Sixers. Okay.
We would lose our minds. People wanted to fire Alla and Kate because they were pumped. Alla was out of line. Kate was pumping up and trying to get through some dumb read for a post-game show. She said, "Oh, it's going to be fun." People were like, "I want her to die." Could you imagine if Mark Zumoff was doing that to the 76ers? It would never happen. Anyways, Mike Breen was asked about it. He was on Levitard's show yesterday. He said, "I'm sure there are Knicks fans who are annoyed with me for having such a big, excited call for an opponent in a playoff game, but that's what the job entails. And you hope everybody understands that." Sorry, Mike, I don't understand that. There's just no way that I would be able to co-sign that.
I mean, that happens all the time, though.
No, it doesn't, because the Knicks haven't been in the playoffs.
But in every sport, it happens all the time. Like, all of these national guys are also local guys.
Do they have a catchphrase like bang, though?
I mean, bang's probably the most. I mean, Ian Eagle's got a few as well, and he's the Nets
he's
announcer.
Brooklyn? Yeah.
I mean, Joe Davis is the Dodgers announcer.
Yeah, Joe Davis is the Dodgers. It's
Joe Buck was the Cardinals announcer for a long time while he was doing
Do
Fox.
they all just
and Joe Davis?
They all.
It would be the catch of his life.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right, and he's most known for a non-Dodgers call.
I don't know. I was just cracking up about it. The thing that I guess what it really comes down to is the Knicks haven't been good. And Mike Breen is far and away.
I mean, let's just cut
one of the best.
I mean, Zumoff is one example, but I actually would feel some kind of way.
Yes,
if Harry Callis was doing a national broadcast and a team was against the Phillies, and he goes swinging a long drive, and that ball is out of here. That would actually hurt my soul a little bit.
Go.
That would cut deep. So maybe you are onto something.
I was just cracking up.
That would cut but I don't think announcers are as hyper local as they used to be, I guess. Because like Harry Callis wasn't doing national broadcast. I know some did, but Joe Buck was like the national guy, and Joe Buck didn't do any regional broadcasting or local broadcasting outside of that. At least I don't remember him doing any of that. So I don't know.
At the start, he did.
I'm sure at the start, but I guess when I started watching or when I was paying attention, Joe Buck was just national Fox guy. And he wasn't any local. So I don't know. That is an interesting thing, because that would cut deep if that was Harry Cowles' voice for another team.
I'm all for him banging more of the Indiana Pacers calls tonight. Let's just put it that way. All right, we will get on over to the NBA side, but Joe Tansey does a great job covering the Philadelphia Union all these years. He's got a great blog. And Joe, allow me to say that this is the first time in a long time that it feels like there's trouble in paradise. Now, it's May, so you're only going to get me to go so far. But I will tell you, I tuned in, and the one thing, and look, full disclosure, this is why I'm excited to talk to you, because you're going to get us caught up on what the hell is going on with this team, A. But B, where are some of the guys on the defensive side that I've known to step up and make those, decisive plays where they're getting the ball out of trouble? Or is this strictly on the goalkeeper at this point in time? Or is this just something bigger? But the Philadelphia Union have now lost 3 straight. They looked bad on Saturday. And I'm just curious, is this going to come to an end when they start getting some healthy bodies back, like Andre Blake? What's going on in your mind when it comes to the Philadelphia Union struggles?
Well, I can tell you for sure the goalkeeper is not the problem.
Oh.
That is the furthest thing from the truth. If you watched any of the games, it's not even close to being a backup goalkeeper problem with Oliver Semla in goal. It's funny because somebody who I had no idea who this person is in the press conference on Saturday night asked Jim Curtin, "Are you going to bench the backup goalkeeper?" It clearly did not watch the game from the press box, because if you watch that game, it's defensive mistakes in front of the goalkeeper that's just hanging them out to dry at this point. And they were happening well before Andre Blake was off the field. Like, this is something, unfortunately, we saw coming early in the season with some of these mistakes. So it's really hard to kind of pinpoint, because you look at these 3 center backs, Jacob Glesnes, Damian Lowe, and Jack Elliott. I think Elliott's probably been the most solid of the 3. Glesnes made some early season mistakes, but's had some better games. Damian Lowe probably had one of his worst games in a Union shirt on Saturday night. And then I think Jose Martinez has taken a big step back too in defensive midfield. I think that's something that we've kind of lost in the shuffle of, we just want to blame the center backs. Maybe the backup goalie is the scapegoat, because last year it didn't go well with a backup goalie in place in Joe Bendik. I think because of where these goals are coming from, where these goals are being created, all of that stuff, that's why I think this is an issue in front of the goalkeeper. I mean, they've given up 8 goals from outside the box in league play, 11 if you count Champions League. Like, those things start in the middle of the field. I mean, take the second Orlando goal, for example, on Saturday. That comes just off of a lazy turnover by Jose Martinez, which happened maybe minutes after he probably should have been called for a handball in the box as well. He just put his hands up trying to clear a ball in the box off a corner kick. So, it's when you're out here saying we defend as a team, we win as a team, lose as a team, all that kind of stuff, and 1 or 2 cogs of this machine is broken at the moment, yeah, it's concerning. And with that being said, the offense is playing really well. Like, if we were to take even, say, a draw from Saturday's game and we were able to analyze it, the offense is playing well. Heck, Jim Curtin today said Michael Uwa had one of his best performances in a Union shirt of his career on Saturday, which is saying something, because he's struggled, here and there and been out of form. So it's very fascinating that all of a sudden this offense that everyone was claiming was the problem last year looks really, really, really good. But the defense, there's just 1 or 2 broken links there, and it's all falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, and all those guys are talented. Is this just because the continuity has been there as well? Like, we're so used to the backline being so good for the Union. Is this wear and tear of the past few seasons extending as long as they have? Is this, these guys are getting, I mean, it's not like they're old. They're close to 30. I think 28, 29, 30. A lot of these guys are Martinez, Glesnes, Elliott. But is that just them getting older? What is it? Because these guys have been so consistent and solid all throughout their careers, and all of a sudden it's just been a lot of inconsistency and some really uncharacteristic play from all of those guys.
So I think maybe some of that comes into play, but it's not like they're playing. It's not like they're unplayable. Like that's the whole mystery around watching this team, is for 70 to 75 minutes, they're defending well, they're doing all the right things, but when these mistakes happen, it puts the team in complete disarray, and you're wondering, like, well, what can we do to fix it? And you don't have the concrete answers, right? So I think that's the biggest thing when we look at this team right now is, look, they're showing fight, they're showing grit, they're showing determination. They're not giving up. That's not an issue, right? So what is the issue? That's why it's so hard to pinpoint. I think Jim Curtin's kind of looking around for answers. The players are look, the players are fully behind themselves. They trust. I think Damian Lowe on Saturday was like, yeah, look, we trust the team culture that we've built here. We know exactly what we have. And they're holding themselves. This doesn't even get to Jim Curtin before the players take over on how much they've struggled. So promising, but like, where is it? Is it a formation change to shore up the back line? Because they take. You still got me?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, you guys flipped out for a second. You look at Wednesday. This is a team that's tired because they chased the game for at least 45 minutes on Saturday. And look, all these shot creation, all these attacking stats are great, but it doesn't matter because they lost, right? So, look, I don't think Lowe's playing because they're going to rotate the three center backs anyway. Jack Elliott's going to step in. I mean, at this point, why not throw Leon Flock and Jesus Bueno? Flock, who's back to finally being healthy after pretty much a year injured. Bueno, who hasn't played much this year because of this continuity that the Union want to have. Why not do that and then have the attack kind of take care of itself? I think that's, where you look at right now with this team. But I don't know. You're kind of just scratching your brain for answers at this point.
14 points right now in the East.
They'll still make the playoffs because MLS lets everybody in the playoffs too.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Inter Miami at the top with 27 points. Cincinnati in there at 24. Rebels in there at 20. And as I said, Union currently in there with 14 points. Their next opponent is on Wednesday night, taking on NYCFC on the road. Then they got New England on Saturday. Oh, by the way, I'll be hosting a watch party at the Union Yards.
Which, by the way, they haven't won a home game since Union Yards opened.
Oh, well.
So
is that the curse? Is that the curse?
That might be the reason why they're losing.
Don't curse in that place. Well, it's an away game.
I know
anyways.
that place looks great.
It's an away game.
Looks great, but it might be a giant jinx.
Yeah.
Away game watch party on Saturday night. So come on out and support the boys in blue. Joe, simple last question for you here. As far as the Union is concerned, is it an NYC play tomorrow plus 270?
Probably not.
No.
I mean, at some point, it's going to come back to norm here.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought that was going to be the DC game last Saturday. Obviously wasn't. But I mean, with the way they're attacking, Julian Carranza is back. He didn't play Saturday because he was suspended due to yellow cards. So your best striker is back on the field.
Big deal.
You're gonna have some fresher players in attack and in defense. I wouldn't go as far as saying that because the second you bet that, they're going to come back.
They win 5-0.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully that is the case. Tomorrow night, once again, game is home. I misspoke. I thought that was 2 straight road games for them, but it is home at Subaru Park. So hopefully they can right their wrongs and get things going. -115 on DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, Joe. We'll keep it moving. Be sure to follow Joe, Tansey90 on all things socials for the Philadelphia Union updates. Let's get on over to the NBA and discuss what we got going on right now between these two series. Great series, both knotted up at 2 apiece. Pacers and Knicks get the party started tonight. 8:05 gets the tip, and -122. Knicks are favored here on the money line, 1.5 as far as spread is concerned. Total is 217, and then at the nightcap we got the Nuggets. They're 4-point favorites at home. Which favorite do you like more? 4 points with the Nuggets giving, or 1.5 with the Knicks at home tonight?
I'll just start this out because I actually just fresh in my mind from writing it today. You can get Denver the exact series outcome to win games 5 and 6 at plus 230.
There we go. I like that play.
Like
this isn't going to happen.
The series price is -165. The specific game price to go 6 games is like minus 105 or something. If you think Denver, which I think very clearly they got a wake up call. That's really all that happened.
Yep.
And everything's kind of reverted back to, these guys actually won the championship last year. And there's a reason why. And I think when you look at that price at 230 for them to win 5-6, that exact outcome, it looks pretty good right now. If they continue to play at their max. The other series, I mean, this is like the Space Jam bench where all the players are injured. Like, that's what it feels like right now. It's like one big giant infirmary in New York. Like, the ghost of Alec Burks is playing. Like,
got any of that MJ juice that they can use at halftime?
I don't know if they can. I don't know if it'll work on them at this point.
Yeah, it's ugly right now for the Knicks, and it all really does revolve around OG because he was such a difference maker once they made that trade. Sean Barnard rolled out the stat. It was the wins and losses are just tremendous in favor of the Knicks once they got OG in a Knicks uniform. And without him, I'll still make the argument that Brunson is the ultimate difference maker. I don't think anybody's going to argue with me on that one, right? I'm not stating something that's not obvious, but it is a little closer the more that meets the eye without OG out there. That's for damn sure. Pacers played well at home. They played better defense at home. Does it travel, though, tonight, or do you think the home team continues to win tonight, Joe?
Doesn't this have to be the Knicks' last stand of some sort, right?
I think they win tonight. I think they get it done tonight.
Like, here's the thing. This team has been running to the ground. Doesn't sound like Anunoby's coming back.
No.
And, I mean, look, they're basically playing 6 guys. This is a college.
Milton got minutes for them.
This is a college basketball rotation. It's what it is.
I'm surprised Tibbs is giving anyone minutes.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I guess he had to the other night because they were getting blown out. There's no reason to put the rest of those guys in. I think the Knicks win tonight, but does it really matter? Right? Because the Celtics are going to close out tomorrow. They're going to have a couple days of rest. Who knows what up to several games means for Porzingis? But even without Porzingis, you look at the Celtics, and you're like, they could probably beat a 6-man Knicks team. And then look, the Celtics Pacers is the better Eastern Conference final for the neutral. I don't think that's
Is it? I don't think either of those teams. I would put that about even of what team would be better.
I don't think either team is getting past the Celtics.
Yeah.
But at least you can spring the narrative with the Pacers. It's a new up-and-coming young team, Tyrese Halliburton. They've got
boatload of points.
Right. It'll at least be exciting basketball. With the Knicks, I mean, you might get like
definitely not getting exciting basketball from the Knicks. Yeah, that's true.
And what happens if these guys' tanks just run out? Like, that's very possible as well. So I don't know. The West is way more exciting than the East. It just feels like Boston is going through just a line of broken teams to get to the finals.
So you like Denver to advance? The Knicks and Pacers still all over the place. I get it. A lot of basketball to be played. We'll see how it plays out. But of course, they got the Celtics on the horizon, so no one's getting past them. I agree with you there. Let's talk about the other series, knotted up at 2 apiece. SGA went off last night, scored 34. Shot 1 3-pointer, just tremendous. Really looked like just the best player on the floor, and he was simple as that. I guess the biggest deal from that series would be whether or not Luka has an extra gear left, because he looks cooked, and they played their worst game as a tandem yesterday, Kyrie and Luka. Where do you see that series going now, tied up at 2 apiece?
I think if you flip a coin 10 times, it lands 5 times on OKC, 5 times on Dallas.
So you still think Dallas has a shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was a blowout last night. If Dallas makes half of their free throws,
they were atrocious.
That gets them somewhere. Like, and they still have 2 of the 3 best players in that series.
Yeah,
I think that's very fair. Kyrie still hasn't really gone off scoring wise.
I think that's the difference. Yeah,
maybe that's what happens in game 5 back home. Like, that's got to be the play. I think that way Kyrie, he's got to do something of significance in the scoring department. to their credit, their role players have been pretty decent, but the stars got to show up. I mean, Brunson had.
He locked up again on us. That's our internet signal.
Let's do something about that internet.
That's something. Somebody's
there
internet
we go.
signal.
Your internet. Somebody's internet signal.
I don't know. That might not be our internet signal. I don't know. Let's spin the wheel though.
Whose internet? And it's definitely Joe's internet for sure.
Give me a winner. Mavericks or OKC? Who's advancing?
Oh, I lost you guys again.
Oh, jeez.
We just want a winner, damn it!
Give us a winner!
Give us a winner!
One winner!
I don't have an NBA winner. I'll give you a hockey winner. I'll give you Panthers puck line in hockey.
For no
Panthers,
winner. You come on, Joe.
Puck line in hockey. He hooks us up with. All right.
John, I can tell you I've watched probably 5 to 10 times more playoff hockey than I have playoff basketball.
Dude, hockey's it's been
so much better than whatever product the NBA has put out.
That's fine. Because it's probably watched 5 to 10 times more movies than I have NBA playoffs. So.
Well, that's just you. That's just your movies to sports ratio.
Yeah, kind of.
Joe, we'll be following along tomorrow live from Subaru Park. Hopefully the Philadelphia Union getting back in the win column. I do expect they will figure it out, and I'm excited for them.
Still May.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for them to turn it around and with the warm weather fast approaching. I really am, so I can get to a damn game already. Hopefully it stays dry. Joe, always a pleasure. Good luck in those plays. We'll continue to read you at crossingbroad.com. Keep kicking butt and taking names, sir. We'll catch up.
See you guys.
There he is, Joe Tansey. Somebody's got to pay their internet bill. Somebody. You want to spin the wheel?
That's not Sunday Night Baseball.
Oh, sorry. That's Sunday Night.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry. Let me spin the wheel one more time here. There you go. Spinning the wheel of side topics.
Do you actually have a wheel that you're spinning right now?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I would like there to actually be a wheel that you're spinning on like your laptop.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
I would enjoy
What's
that.
the matter with you?
I don't know. I just like the randomness of it. Now it just feels you're just not being honest to our audience.
John
You're not
Jansen.
spinning a wheel. You're just going through the next line of your topic.
Move over, NBA basketball. The WNBA tips off tonight. Are you excited about this season's WNBA coming down our way?
Is this the most momentum I think the WNBA has had going into I feel like it's happened more and more, especially 2 years ago when the women's college basketball tournament was really good. Then last year was really good. And now heading into this season, some of those players that made that tournament great are now in the WNBA. So yeah, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, I'm excited. I should be excited for all of that.
The Indiana Fever with Caitlin
That's
Clark.
going to get some pretty absurd rating.
It should. You know what her number is? 21.5. I'll take the under on that.
I'll take the under.
Yeah,
I'll take the under too. The thing is, she'll probably get volume. That's the only thing I can see. They're going to say, Caitlin Clark, shoot the ball as many times as you like. Like do whatever you do.
Those girls are going to be in her face.
But that's the problem is they're definitely going to be ready for it. And is Caitlin Clark actually going to hit those shots, or is it going to be some early, professional jitters that you get with any league?
Are we a buzzkill betting the under on Caitlin Clark?
I kind of feel like a buzzkill, but that's where I would go. That's where I would honestly go is the under.
Yeah.
But she's going to put up about 20 or more shots.
3.5 total 3-pointers made. Under plus 110, minus 130 on the over.
How many 3-pointers?
3.5.
Oh, that's a lot.
But 21.5, it's minus 105 on DraftKings Sportsbook, minus 125 on the under. I like the under 21.5. I also have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but I'll take the Connecticut Sun minus 9 tonight. I'm betting against Caitlin Clark. Actually, I don't want anything to do with that spread. That's a little too many points for me.
78% of the bets are on the over, according to DraftKings.
On over 165.
Oh, no, over the 21.5 for Caitlin Clark.
That's Caitlin Clark. Yeah.
Oh, we are going to be the Debbie Downers.
We are the Debbie Downers. That's all right. We're on the team under over here. All right, Phils and Mets 4-0. Put a bullet in this game already, please.
What if she puts up like 40?
That should end it right there, right? Is there 2 outs?
Yeah, I think so.
That's it.
That's it.
There we go. Finally. And the Phillies take down the Mets, sweep the 2-game series at Citi Field 4-0. Did not hit the team total over. However, another victory by the Titans. The Daily Ticket rolls on. Sean Barnard joins us on the other side. Back over to the hardwood with the men. More Daily Ticket after this. Great news. The cash contest is back. The Gambler and Gary Barbera on the Boulevard have teamed up yet again to give you a chance to put some bonus bucks in your pocket. All you have to do is keep it locked to the Gambler, and at the top of every hour, listen for the keyword and get over to our website, foxphlgambler.com, and enter to win $1,000. That's 9 times a day. So is the Gambler and Gary Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
At Gary Barbera's Auto Palooza, you got a buck? You're in luck. All makes, all models, instant credit, $1 down delivers, and 50 of them from the land under 20 grand. Is Barbera's on the Boulevard the best? Boy, I guess.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
When something happens to your kitchen and you say,
"This is ludicrous,"
you get
having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm.
That's right. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
CEOs you should know, brought to you by Comcast Business.
Gary Holloway Jr., CEO of GMH Communities, and we're right here in Delaware County. The mission of GMH Communities is to provide housing through 3 verticals. We have a student housing vertical, a conventional multifamily vertical, and something called innovative living. I'm second generation in the business, and family means everything to us. I think one of the ways you know that we're succeeding is just the tenure of our employees. So we have employees now that are over 25 years. A dozen that are over 20 years, and we have a whole slew of folks that have been with us 10 years. For us, business means family. My first job was Hill Seafood in Delaware County, and I lasted about an hour. I mean, the odor and everything else about it was just horrific to me. There's so many things you can take from all the jobs you've had over the years, and in society, it takes different people to get through day to day. So if you eat fish, there's someone cleaning the fish on the other end. In our business, we're fully integrated. So we have a full vertical, which means we do the maintenance from the leasing all the way up through the corporate duties. You have to value each one of those positions because without them, you wouldn't have the community. Multifamily units make housing affordable. And that's something we need in this country, especially today. When you look around where interest rates have gone, it's even that much more important. Best way to find out more about GMH would be on the web, gmhcommunities.com, and we're also on all the major social media platforms.
Comcast Business, the complete connectivity solution, cybersecurity, internet, and mobile, all from one provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So Money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
We'll start with baseball, where Phillies catcher JT Realmuto is jogging and taking swings in the cage after nursing a sore right knee over the past 3 games. A mural honoring retired Eagles center Jason Kelce is up on the side of a Dunkin' Donuts in Havertown. The future Hall of Famer is a regular at that location. And Tiger Woods says progress is being made in talks to pull the fractured golf tours together, but a deal's not imminent. I'm Scott Davidson.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
We're having a busy day on the roads. Curlin Street in Chester is blocked between 95 and Upland Avenue due to police activity. As 95 northbound jam 452 to Curlin Street where the off-ramp's closed. Further north, 95 stop and go Girard up the bridge. Southbound Heavy Academy to Cotman. Then jam 420 to 320. Delays on the Blue Route northbound 95 Pacific Dayton. Southbound approaching Broomall to Media Swarthmore. Westbound Schuylkill Jan University to Girard Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound slow Blue Route to Belmont and Montgomery Drive to South. All right, to tell a total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey, DQ fans, cool off with their new summer blizzard treat menu. Try new picnic peach cobbler or snag a perfect beach treat like their new peanut butter cookie dough party. The new summer blizzard treat menu is one you won't want to miss. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Stay tuned to Fox PHL The Gambler for the latest CEOs you should know.
Gary Holloway Jr., CEO of GMH Communities, and we're right here in Delaware County, Newtown Square.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
And you get unlimited 5G data, $25 a line for 4 lines on the unlimited plan at an amazing price with no contracts. Should you switch to Total by Verizon? Definitely.
Totalmente.
Find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Monthly rate when you activate with autopay plus taxes and fees. Discount begins the month after you enroll. Additional terms apply. See website for data management practices.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013, 800-444-2013, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-2013.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
May is National Pets Month. You can help pets in need by donating to the Wise Markets Paws for Pets program. Making a donation is simple. When you're at the checkout, you just round up your order to the next whole dollar. You can make a $1, $3, $5, or $10 donation, or you can donate online at wisemarkets.com. Pets in need in our communities are relying on your help. 100% of the proceeds will benefit local animal shelters and rescue organizations.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D, Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia.
I cannot stress the urgency enough.
Your shot to win $1,000 is right now. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money.
Money.
That's money. Enter it now.
You heard the man. Well, what are you waiting for? FoxPHLGambler.com right now. $1,000 up for grabs. Go and get it. Final score. Your Philadelphia Phillies 4. The New York Mets, nothing. Phillies were minus 122 on the money line with Aaron Nola getting the nod. That is a victory for the Fightins. And once again, the story from today's ball game was Mr. Nola, who improves to 5-2 on the season. 9 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, 8 strikeouts. That is what we call a hell of a performance by Aaron Nola. John Jansen seems to think that he is still in the running or will be back in the running for the Cy Young. I don't believe that would be the case.
Yes, he will be, because his whip is probably going to be down to like a 1 flat soon, especially if you only give up 4 hits through 9 innings.
Okay.
That helps out a lot. And his ERA just went down to 3. It went from 3.67 to a 3.10. That is absolutely perfect. And in the month of April, he had a 2.06 ERA. Okay. The guy's been excellent. There's been 1 or 2 bad starts, but the thing is that that Aaron Nola can consistently be good. His strikeouts are going to be there. His strikeout to walk ratio is going to be up. That's all stuff that's going to be at the top of the league. Always for him, the same thing that you would talk about with like a Spencer Strider. Sometimes his ERA can be ballooned up a little bit, but a 3.10 ERA puts him right in the conversation. Right. Absolutely.
I would still have Ranger above him, and of course, Zach.
Yeah, but Ranger's not going to keep this up. As much as I love Ranger, and I love Ranger.
I don't know.
You know me.
I don't know.
I'm in the Ranger Suarez
We
fan
all
club.
love Ranger.
Ranger's great.
I don't know one person that said they don't love Ranger.
There is no chance he keeps this up. No chance.
I think the strikeouts can be there. It's not a fluke.
He has never been a strikeout pitcher.
He
doesn't get a lot.
Last 4 out of 6
whiffs.
starts, he struck out 8 or more. 4 out of the 6 last starts. Like, it's there, man. He's got it going right now.
So the one thing that helps him is he's always been a ground ball pitcher, and he's not giving up a lot of hard hits, which is really good. But still, his whiff percentage is at 43. It is 43rd percentile, which is not good. So he's not going to get this many strikeouts over and over again. He's pitching really efficient, but once he starts to miss a little bit, he's not going to be this efficient all season long. Once he starts to miss a little bit, he's not going to get the strikeouts. He is going to get hit a little bit harder. I love Ranger Suarez, but this stuff, there is no way he keeps it up.
All right. We got a lot to discuss with our next guest. You know what? I want to spin the wheel with him.
Oh, my. Hit me. This made-up wheel.
Sean Barnard joined us.
Completely fake wheel.
Our Sixers insider, all things NBA as well. Sean Barnard.
Here's the next thing that landed on Sean Brace's list. That was random.
Saw that the 76ers are the favorite to land Mr. Brandon Ingram this offseason. Do you hear that a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs down on my end for a direct answer there. I've jokingly called him tattooed up Tobias Harris. He's better than that he's definitely better than Tobias Harris, but not by the margin that I'd be comfortable with. Kind of when we have these conversations, one of the things that I keep circling back to for what the best outlet is or what the player to attack, all the signs are pointing to Paul George from the standpoint of you can just outright sign him. When we're talking Brandon Ingram, you got to go out and trade for him and then give him that extension. It's a similar situation with Jimmy Butler. So I like Brandon Ingram. I like the fact that he's 27, that he's younger. I don't love the fact that he's not an overly willing 3-point shooter. He's got more. He's better than Tobias Harris for sure, but not by the margin that I think they should be willing to spend on that one.
All right. Yeah, I saw that he was like +3 something out of all the teams, and I don't really put any stock into that. I think that's just some outlets stirring up some conversation, and I understand that as you got the NBA playoffs, and then of course you got to involve all these other teams. All right, you know what? Let's stay big picture though.
We talked a little bit about LeBron James yesterday before we dive into these games. LeBron shows up, first time out in Cleveland last night as they got pelted by the Boston Celtics. But LeBron was in attendance, front row. I said yesterday that I believe he will be back in LA. But you know this. We've talked about this before. I said going back to Cleveland would definitely. So I'll just narrow it down. I think he stays in LA. I think Bronny ends up in a Lakers uniform. But it wouldn't shock me if he ends up in Cleveland either. Is that how you read it as well? What's your takeaway from last night, LeBron James showing up at that playoff game?
Yeah, I do think it was more than a non-story that he was there, and he had his nice bottle of wine posted up under the chair, which is an elite
Signed
move.
by somebody. There was like a big old, like, somebody wrote like a paragraph on that bottle. So that bottle meant something.
Yeah, the dude loves his vino, LeBron James. So shout out to him there.
He doesn't,
Yeah, it would be a phenomenal ending to the 30 for 30 that will one day be LeBron James to end playing with his son in his hometown. I don't know where his wheels are spinning. What I do think is important to note for the context of all these conversations is with LeBron's current contract situation. So he has the player option for next year. The deadline for whether to accept or decline that is after the NBA draft. So he truly can sit back and see what happens with Bronny, let him play his clutch tactics and cherry picking where he wants him to land, essentially, which I do think, to be perfectly honest, is a large reason why he is entering the draft and seemingly going to stick it out. Is this is now a absolutely fluent draft position for Bronny James. We've had the conversations that he's probably not ready to be an NBA player right now, and still stand on that. I do think he's better than the numbers show, and believe that one day he can get there. But I think the fact that he isn't a guy jumping to the top of people's boards right now gives LeBron a little bit more control in the situation. So it will be interesting. I'm not ruling out Cleveland, and I'm also not ruling out a team making the type of power play to just draft Bronny James with the hope that it brings LeBron, although I'm not overly optimistic that will work in all situations.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about what took place last night. First of all, Cleveland coming back to cover that number. That's a bad beat there. That's a tough one. 109-102 was your final score. Celtics should have absolutely blown them out and won by 25. Didn't happen. One thing that did happen was Tatum went over his combo numbers there. We talked a little bit about that. Jaylen Brown ends up with 27. And I think, that went over his total because I think it was like 25 and a half, if I'm not mistaken on that one. Cleveland, the big, the carpet that got pulled out underneath us after we discussed was the fact that Spider Mitchell wasn't playing. So that just kind of changes everything. Garland goes for 30. That series is all but over. But are you one of these guys that are on the timeline going, man, Boston Celtics are sleepwalking to the Eastern Conference Finals? Don't know if that's a good thing. What's your read on that right now?
To be honest, I think it says far more about how much better the Celtics are than every team in the East than much of the path that was laid. And yes, they've had breaks absolutely go their way. The Donovan Mitchell injury, all the injuries that they've really had, even not having Jared Allen this series has been a big deal. And even looking ahead, either this Knicks team looks like they're falling apart as far as injuries are concerned, and this Pacers team is young, they're hungry, but they're straight up not that talented on the grand scheme of the NBA. I still like that team. I think they're moving in the right direction, but I wouldn't quite consider them true contenders. That we've spoke even opening up these series, that if you were to power rank the top 5 teams in the NBA going into this round, it would be the 4 remaining teams in the Western Conference and the Boston Celtics. That's kind of the difference in the way that things have shaken out for this year. But I'm more of a believer of this team has plenty of playoff experience. We've seen them make these types of runs in past years. You get a ticket to the dance and you try your best chance at it. So I don't think it's overly concerning to me, although certainly one of the easier paths to the NBA Finals that we've seen.
Yeah. And another victory last night. One more to go for the Boston Celtics as they return home. Other game that took place last night, OKC stole victory right out of the hands of the Dallas Mavericks. Down double digits at halftime. The Mavs were 17-0 with a double-digit lead at half in playoff history. I know that doesn't mean much, but still, now they are 17-1. Nice win. And it all starts and ends with SGA with the Oklahoma City Thunder. What a performance by him. Now, he's doing it in a different way, Sean. Is it more impressive to you that SGA doesn't shoot threes and he's filling it up from all over, basically with the mid-range, and of course all the attention he's getting? What part of SGA's game is more impressive to you right now? And as I said, just the way he's doing it and winning these games.
I'll lead with that he's a true two-way guy, but defensively, he absolutely holds up as well. He's very good on that side of the floor. His steal numbers and getting in passing lanes are pretty up there. I believe he finished the season leading the NBA in steals. At the minimum, he was in the forefront of it for the large part of the season. I'm pretty sure he ended as the leader. So I would say doing on both ends of the floor. I do think he's a little bit of a throwback, the way that he operates in the mid-range. Some of those shots that he was hitting, like he hit one from behind the backboard yesterday that was straight up absurd. So it's really impressive stuff, really advanced stuff, and just kind of like the straight up hooper bucket getter mentality that I don't care about the analytics, what's a good shot, what isn't, that I'm getting to my spot and I'm going to make it. And that's what he's doing, that he absolutely carried that team throughout that entirety of the second half. That truly not a lot of those guys had it going last night. Jalen Williams, I thought, played pretty poorly. Shot 5 of 19 from the field. Lou Dort, 4 of 14 from the field. Chet was fine. He finished with 18 points. But the story was SGA. It was him getting the job done and proving that he is this high level of superstar. He's every bit the MVP candidate that we spoke about him as for all of the season. And he is the centerpiece of this entire upcoming dynasty that I truly think the Thunder are building.
Woo! Now, will Joel Embiid be down there for that dynasty? That's the question.
He will not be. He will not be.
No, you are right about that. You are right about that. All right. So now that series is tied up at 2 apiece. Now, before we get into the future and what that holds for either squad, let's talk about Luka. You said it. I don't think you even said it before yet. I know you brought it up before yesterday's game, but I think you said it after games 2 or 3, one or the other, where you're like, Luka looks cooked.
Yeah.
He looked off. He looked sluggish. It was the worst game as far as between those two, between Kyrie and Luka, finishing with 27 between the two of them since they started playing together last season. And it was in their biggest game up until this point. But Luka had opportunities, missing that free throw at the end, down by 2.
Yeah.
Kyrie missed a bunch of bunnies. What's your read on Luka right now? Do you think he's able to turn this around, or is this something like, look, at the end of every offseason, at the end of every year, heading into the offseason, we hear about Luka needs to be in better shape. Is that what you're seeing right now? Because he had a great regular season.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fitness thing. I think he's banged up and injured, and I think that's really wearing him down. And it's such a high bar for these type of guys that we're talking about. Like even last night, Luka finished with 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. And we're talking about what a bad game that he had. But he doesn't quite look like the best version of himself. And the other guy that I do want to throw more attention to is Kyrie Irving here. That Kyrie Irving's very much expected to be that number 2. He's been far too passive for my liking. Even a night like last night, had 9 points, shot the ball 4 of 11, 0 for 2 from 3. You're expected to be this number 2 punch and is very much capable of that. Now, to his credit, he is playing team basketball. He is bought in. He's defending at a level that I have not seen from him in years, probably since when he was on the Cavs, that he truly is competing and caring. But the team needs you to be that type of guy to carry the offense. So I've been a little disappointed in the lack of attack mode that Kyrie's been in. And I do think that Luka is completely wearing down. So will be interesting to see. Obviously, best of 3 series from here. This team's still capable of catching fire and winning 2 games. I think this series is a true coin flip. I'm not really sure what direction it goes for this one.
Even with OKC having 2 out of 3 at home.
I mean, yeah, that matters. Absolutely. I mean, Luka and Kyrie, like if they find their stride, if they have it in them, they can absolutely win back-to-back games and finish this in 6. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case, and I definitely don't think that this Thunder team is going to roll over by any means, but I think both these teams are incredibly good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that what we're seeing right now, Luka was dealing with the knee injury, right? I think it was his right knee that's bothering him. Kyrie just seems to be off a little bit. He was a little bit more aggressive in the fourth quarter, but he was missing him. And he was missing point blank range, and it opened the door. OKC goes down like a 11-0 run, and of course you mix in the fact that the Dallas Mavericks weren't hitting their free throws, and that was all she wrote. But I was definitely for it. Obviously had the right side on that one, so it felt good because that was one I was chalking up as a loss. I thought there was no way OKC was coming away with that, and it was going to be 3-1, and Dallas was going to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Snap of the fingers, here we are. You know, it's crazy. It's so difficult. And again, this isn't like some big, profound statement, but it just goes back to when we talk about, you know, the greats and wow, you don't win a championship or you don't advance to the Eastern Conference Final. Today is the anniversary, forgive me, but it was 2-2 Spurs and Lakers. This is when Kobe was with Shaq, and Derek Fisher literally catches the ball with like 9/10 of a second, turns around, hits it. We all know the play happened a long time ago, probably 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was. more than 15, had to be about 20 years. And like that series was 2-2. Spurs go up 3-2. They're not losing that series. And then guess what? Kobe and Shaq probably aren't winning that NBA finals that season. So, it's such a slim margin in these playoff series. And you get some of the best athletes in the world and they make these plays. And it's just crazy when they don't do it and everybody wants to blow everything up. That's all I'm saying. So big picture, that's hitting me a little bit there. Again, not exactly the most profound, but slim margins in the NBA playoffs. All right. Anything else from last night's games that you would like to get off your chest, sir?
I'll say Tatum, I think, turned a page a little bit, that he looked more in attack mode. He finished with 33 points, 11 rebounds. I thought particularly in the early minutes of that game that he was putting his head down and getting to the rim in a better way, that he's been, for my liking, far too reliant on the tough three-pointers or tough step-backs, which is just kind of an overarching critique that I have of his style of play. I like the way that he did attack and try and get to the rim. I hope that continues from the Celtics perspective there, that they need him to be that kind of locked in, willing to get to his spots in a way where I think he settles too much. So I think that's something that they should be looking to build off, and something that when speaking about the Celtics chances overall, they need that version of Jason Tatum. So it was good to see him show up last night.
20 years ago it was, and that was the year that they lost to the Detroit Pistons. So they didn't win it all anyways.
Way to go.
Let's spin the wheel. What do you say? Let's do it. Let's spin the wheel. Let's go. Sean Barnard spinning the wheel of side topics. You ready?
Hit me.
Rory McIlroy files for divorce from wife Erica after 7 years of marriage. Here's the catch. My man's hotter than fish grease right now. Won the last 2 events that he's been playing in. Does that change your outlook on this weekend's major? Are y'all roaried up?
I did see a tweet floating out there that this had occurred a little while ago, that people knew and were keeping it private. So maybe that is correlated to the hot streak there. That gives me more of the reason why I would be roaried up there. So yeah, I'll throw it. Have a good one. Single again, getting a shot on the greens, get your mind off it. What's better than golf? So yeah, sign me up for some Rory love.
Mr. Tennis over there. Who was he married to? He wasn't married to. He was engaged to.
Caroline.
Wozniacki.
Yeah,
Wozniacki.
Wozniacki.
Yeah. So look, I get it. He's a rich dude. He can afford these divorces. And Rory, you might not want to get married again. Does he get all boozed up and then all of a sudden, falls down on one knee? Is that what happens here? Because I'll tell you what,
is that how it happens?
If I as a man who's going through it, who's been married, not going through a divorce or anything like that. I can promise you this. If I ever got divorced, there is no way in hell I'd ever get married again. No, you people are sick. You guys are twisted.
You wouldn't?
Hell no. Are you out of your mind?
What if somebody, a nice lady, came around again?
Well,
you wouldn't give it a shot?
You can be everything you possibly can be married as just partners.
Maybe I would feel different because I know going through divorces probably suck and I wouldn't want to go through that again. But you wouldn't do another one? It's that bad that you wouldn't if somebody else came along in this hypothetical situation.
I mean, the weddings weren't all that great anyway. If I could be
jeez, look at you, the non-romantic.
I am romantic. I'm just telling you that the party leading up to the wedding was great. The wedding was quick. You move on. Everyone's going to tell you the same. Snap of the fingers, it's over. You can't even enjoy it. You spend all that time planning. Now, Sean's a little young whippersnapper, so I'm not trying to dull your flame here, Sean. All right. You got a lovely lady. God bless you in the future, all that. But Rory, come on. I'm speaking to you, brother. What's the matter with you? Anyways, he's moving on.
Get married again.
No.
It's such a non-romantic.
No.
Good Lord.
One and done.
Love is dead after the first one. Can't do that again.
One and done. Put a bullet in it. It's done.
God.
All right, just to let you know, DraftKings Sportsbook Rory is plus 750 to win. This is a tough one. This PGA Championship this weekend is extremely tough. Patrick McDonald was trying to get him on. He's all locked up this week. CBS Sports. His big head was just on this television screen next to me. John Rahm 16-1. Xander Schauffele 14-1. Played great last weekend. Came up just short. Rory ended up winning it down in Charlotte plus 750. Scotty Scheffler 4-1. If Scotty wins it this weekend, and he very well could, are you kidding me? 4-1 plus 400 on Scotty Scheffler. Somebody else has to win this besides Scotty, but he's going to be in the running. So good luck. Hopefully Brooks Koepka gets it going. He's always fun to watch have success. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about tonight's NBA games here with Sean Barnard. I got John Jansen full show here. And we got two games in the association. DraftKings Sportsbook, we're going to get numbers from Pacers and Knicks. T-Wolves and Nuggets still holding steady at 1.5. Knicks are favored here. 217 is your total. I think this is a money line play either way. Minus 122 for the Knicks or the Pacers plus 102. Sean Barnard, how do you see game 5 playing out, sir?
Yeah, I mentioned yesterday that I think the Knicks take this one and then the Pacers win the next 2. I still think I feel that way. Now, I've also kind of spoken myself into the belief that I would rather lose money betting on the Pacers than win money betting on the Knicks at this point. That team has grown that frustrating and aggravating to me at this point. I do have some real deal concerns that this Knicks team is completely falling apart, that the injuries do look legit. If Jalen Brunson is not like the 90% plus version of himself, I don't know how this team finds a way to win a game, that they just depend on him for everything. And I truly believe that OG Anunoby is not coming back these playoffs. That hamstring issue did not look good, and that's not something that you can turn around quick from. That you have to let that heal, and especially with hamstring injuries, when you try and push them, you're just going to do more damage to yourself. So I'm not optimistic that they get OG back. I do think Brunson does not look quite right. So if the Pacers can get into control the tempo mode where they're running and gunning, getting in the fast break, I do think that they could win this game tonight. So it's more of a coin flip than I think I truly felt, but I do think I lean on that with the magic of the Garden, with everything at stake, that the Knicks do find a way to gut out a victory tonight.
What's a prop you're eyeing up for tonight's Pacers and Knicks game 5?
I like Halliburton, the points and assist at 29.5, that he's been much better about being in attack mode, seeking his shot far better than was the case early on. I was pretty critical of him in the opening couple games of the series. He's been much better, much more focused for creating for himself. So the 29.5 points and assist I like for Halliburton.
Yeah, his number's up to 20.5 right now.
Yeah, it was sitting. I think it was down to 16.5 at a portion of this series. And he really, I believe it was game 1 where he attempted just 8 shot attempts, which is just unacceptable from a guy who's supposed to be the centerpiece of their team. So I'm glad he's woken up. I'm glad he's been less passive and more in aggressive mode. And that's part of the reason why the Pacers are back in this series for sure.
Josh Hart, 14.5. Dante DiVincenzo, 22.5. What's his threes here? What's Dante's?
4.5.
3.5 minus 160. So 4.5 is a little bit better. Yeah, there's no way I'm laying minus 160. However, he's putting them up. He knows it, and that Garden magic is going to happen again tonight. So that's a slam dunk in my mind. Dante DiVincenzo, as far as 3-pointers are concerned, I wouldn't be shocked if he finishes with 5 or 6. He's gonna just let it fly. He has to. Who else is scoring besides him and Brunson?
Yeah, and he's been doing it for the length of the season now, that he was averaging close to 10 3-point attempts per game throughout the whole second half of the season. I think he ended
the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
He's the what?
The greatest 3-point shooter of all time. He is.
Yeah,
he is.
I mean, we're gonna watch Tyrese Maxey break the Sixers 3-point record probably this season when you kind of speak about how times have changed with just how many that he's hit. So pretty crazy to think about that. But yeah, DiVincenzo benefiting from sort of the same thing. But he's been great. That there's no underselling it. He's been very necessary to this team. You can see the way that they connect, they play together, and that type of floor spacing has been just as vital to this team staying afloat as everything that Jalen Brunson has done.
Do you know about him? When he was in high school, he went to Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah, went to Salesiana.
Salesiana? I never even knew that. Never heard of that school or none. How about that?
That's in my neck of the woods.
What a stud. What an absolute beast. Again, we're pulling for the Pacers, though. They're America's team. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. This Pacers team is good vibes too. Like, I do truly like Tyrese Halliburton when he's playing at his best. Guys like Andrew Nembhard are fun to watch. Even Pascal Siakam, I've grown much fonder of since he's gotten out of the country of Canada and playing for Toronto up there. So I've enjoyed watching him in this series. Miles Turner's fun. There's a lot of fun little stories, and of course TJ McConnell I left out, who has the heart of Philadelphia still to this day. So shout out to this Pacers team.
All right, let's get on over to the other game that's taking place in the association this evening, and it's another great game 5 here, all tied up at 2 apiece. The Nuggets at home, 4-point favorites, 206. How do we see this one playing out, Sean?
I like Denver -4 tonight. It's been interesting this series that obviously both these teams have taken two on away territory. That to this point there has not been a home team to win. I do think that changes tonight. That I think the Thunder. I think the Nuggets do step on the throat, win 3 straight, and take control of this series. I do think this one of these is going to be down to the wire. It's going to be a battle. I don't expect this Timberwolves team to roll over by any means. I still think Anthony Edwards is going to bring it. I expect a little better from Karl Anthony Towns, but it felt like the Nuggets have turned a gear for hitting their stride in a way that they had not to this point. When their offense gets going, there's nothing that you can do. And it was an interesting battle to see the Timberwolves find a way to sort of shut that down in a way that I had not really seen with this Denver team. But it feels like that they've found a way to combat that right back. And I don't see much of a change that Minnesota could do to change that. So for me, it's much more about what I believe the Nuggets are going to do. And I think they're going to end up rolling tonight.
What's a prop you're eyeing up in tonight's game?
Let's see. I think Mike Conley, I was liking his points a lot earlier at 10.5. That's moved up to 11.5. He also popped up on the injury report with some calf soreness, so that kind of turned me away from that. Nas Reed's been a guy that I've been really liking. His over 1.5 threes at -102. He's played some terrific basketball and he's not afraid to shoot it. He's had several games where he's eclipsed that number. He did miss it last game, but I do think there could be a bounce back. And I do like Karl Anthony Towns for a little bit of a bounce back performance. His over 19.5 for points, -122 there. I think that's a fair number as well. He played pretty poorly in game 4. I do expect him to be the number one guy that's looking for a bounce back performance, and I think he can clear 20 there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. And somebody else has to help out too as well. With Ant going off. What is his number here tonight?
For points, Anthony Edwards is sitting at 29.5. And I would be comfortable leaning on that as well. I do think
absolutely. Yeah. The Ant he's got one gear and it's wide open. This is my team. You're not going to stop me. I need somebody else to help out, but he is going to shoot a ton and get to the basket a ton. Like some of the moves he was rolling out in game 4 just had my jaw on the floor. So I would actually, that might be my favorite play tonight. And Edwards over 29.5. I mean that, which is wild to say, but it is.
I also played around with in game 4, which this was a fun one. The direct head-to-head scoring, Anthony Edwards over Nikola Jokic. That's at -125 tonight. I do like that a lot. That Jokic is much more likely to get involved as a playmaker if he has his choice of the matter. Anthony Edwards is going to be in attack mode. So I do like that, and that's kind of a fun one to watch throughout the course of a game as well. So if you want to go head-to-head with Edwards, you can also get him against Jamal Murray with a -8.5 favorite there. I like the Jokic number much more in this conversation. But yeah, Edwards is a fun guy to get involved in from start to finish. And it's been cool to watch him grow up on the biggest stage throughout these playoffs.
All right. Let's get you out of here on this one. Let's get on over and talk about the ladies. WNBA. Get started tonight. Caitlin Clark. Are we fading? Are we playing?
Let's fade.
Are we
Let's
fading Caitlin Clark? Are we following Caitlin Clark?
Fade. Yeah. Come on, Bernard.
21.5.
Yeah, no, I think you got to slam the over there. That I think this is going to be the Caitlin Clark show. I think that she's going to have the chance to shoot it as much as she wants to, and is going to announce her presence to the WNBA loud and clear. As I think there's been quite the controversy surrounding with some of these comments throughout the offseason. The bottom line is the girl can straight up hoop, and I expect that to directly translate to the WNBA. So shout out to them. I probably will be checking in on that a little bit because I have enjoyed watching Caitlin Clark play throughout college and do think she changes the WNBA pretty significantly.
I think that is our internet connection. That's one. It might be us in this place. 2, because it was having a Tansey early, so I apologize. 2 is...
Let's fade.
Let's put it on the cut app.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go head to head. What did we say? 26.5? Is that what we said?
No, it's 21.5. If you want to go up to 26.5, let's do it.
You're willing
for that? I'm willing to go under 26.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, 21.5.
21.5. We'll go head to head on the cut app. We'll get some action over there. Make sure you guys all join and use the referral code GAMBLER. It takes the book out of it, and you can go head to head with your friends, family members, talk that talk, have some fun. KUTT.com. All right, Sean Barnard. You're not out of here just yet because we're going to spin the wheel again.
Oh, my God.
I do like the sound effects.
The sound effects are great. I just wish he was actually spinning a wheel. I wish there was some excitement to this.
I do want to get your take, Sean, on Mike Breen. Could Mike Breen do what he does?
It's not spinning the wheel. You're going back to another topic.
Well, I have to ask. Like Mike Breen bangs, the Pacers hitting that big 3 to go up in game 3 against the Knicks. He calls Knicks games. He is Mr. Nick. That could never fly in Philadelphia. Am I wrong on that statement?
But I think Mike Breen has like ascended to beyond just a Knicks guy. Like he's one of the voices of the NBA. So
But
I think
if you're a Knicks fan, are you saying that? He just banged you. He banged you.
But do fan bases care about
if you're a
local
Knicks fan?
I don't know. I mean,
do
they care about gatekeeping local broadcasters like we would have with Harry Callis back in the day?
That's it. That was a great example. Could you imagine Harry
That would
Callis
hurt. That would
all of
hurt.
a sudden
That
calling
personally
a Yankees Phillies a Braves Phillies game on ESPN going, that ball is out of here, with a Ron Gant homer to
Ronald
left.
Acuna 3-run home run. Oh yeah,
that would not fly in Philly. Philly would lose their mind.
Yeah, I'm sure that the New Yorkers are upset about that because they're upset about every little thing that goes wrong in this series. So I'm sure that that's another thing to be added to the list. Personally, I think Mike Breen has ascended to beyond just a New York guy. That I do think that's fair game. And also shout out Jamal Crawford, who I think's been excellent on the mic throughout these playoffs.
Oh yes, he is. I'd actually take him as a point guard right now in the Sixers. Still,
he can still fill it up. I guarantee it.
Should go play for the Spurs. That's what he should do. I saw you tweeting about the Spurs. You trying to put a roster together for the Spurs?
I think that was Beef that was getting in the mud doing some draft stuff for them. Me and Beef will be chopping it up, talking some NBA prospects later tonight. So we're starting to get into the NBA draft mode a little bit.
Oh, that's coming around soon?
Yeah, got about a month.
Reed Shepard is a top 3 pick. That's where you lose me. That's
I'm out
just
on that
where
one
you
as
lose
well.
me. Yeah,
I'm out on that one as well.
Yeah, the guy could jump through the roof. He's a freak. 42-inch vertical. Like, I didn't know that. Come on, man. Really? I don't know. Good luck. We'll see. I guess I should be pulling for him, but whatever. We'll keep it moving. Sean Barnard, fantastic stuff as always. One play. Where are you going?
I'll roll with the Halliburton over 29.5 points and assists. That I do think he's in attack mode. I do think he's ready. He looks healthier than he did at the start of it. So I like that. That's the play. I probably feel more confident about that than either side tonight.
I'm going Ant Edwards. I think he's going to go for 40 again in a loss.
Could happen. Yep.
But I think he's going to try like hell and see if he can get the 40. 29.5. So Halliburton and on the combos, points and assists, you said?
Yep. Points and assists, 29.5.
I'm going Edwards, just straight up points. Jansen, you got a loser for us?
I will take the Denver Nuggets. Laying 4.
All right. I like that. Sean Barnard, great stuff as always. We'll catch up tomorrow, but enjoy the games. Have a great stream with Beef. Talk about those college prospects. Where can people find us on PickSwap?
Yep, this will be over on PickSwap. So we'll be live streaming it both on YouTube and on the Twitter. So make sure to tune into that. And I'm excited to pick Beef's brain on this a little bit because he's more in depth at this point than I am. So I kind of done my quick cramming homework, got enough to talk about, and excited to kind of play point guard on this one.
Are the Sixers going to trade out at 16 or draft Bronny?
They're going to trade out of 16. Bronny, by the way, another strong combine performance today. So, maybe he is soaring up those draft boards. Maybe he'll give Reed Shepard a little run for his money there.
He's going too hard with it on both sides. Yeah, Bronny James probably would have been a really good NBA prospect if he stayed in college for 2 more years. But everybody's saying this guy would have never been close to the league. You're just fooling yourselves. The kid was a 4-star prospect, clearly has some NBA skills and NBA athleticism. Does he need to polish it? Absolutely. He is going way too early, but to say this kid shouldn't even be near the NBA, that's ridiculous.
Well, this year, he shouldn't be near the NBA
this year. But that's not what people are saying. They're acting like he should have never been an NBA player anywhere close to the NBA at any point in his career, which is completely false. It's completely false.
Yeah, and I think he's an NBA level defender right now. And in fairness to the kid, he started the season with the heart issue, which is far more than just a brush over statement. Did not have a preseason. It was not an ideal situation in USC, which is a team that underperformed as a whole to the point where their coach resigned following the year. It was a mess this year. I would have preferred him to go back to college. I do think that we're having a very different tone of conversation regarding Bronny James if that was the pathway. But ultimately, the decision seems to be made that he's going to be hanging in there and seeing where his name's called, and we'll see how that plays out from here.
Apparently, Bronny is going to pack G League arenas, sell a bunch of merch, and that's why he's an attractive player for some teams out there. USC had one sellout. It was against UCLA. Juju had more sellouts for the USC women than they're just setting them up for failure, and that's all. Like I have no issues whatsoever taking shots and having fun and cracking jokes at Bronny's expense, because it's laughable. It really is. Just, and then LeBron go, oh, just let the kid be the kid. But then I got Woj, who's being fed this information by somebody from Clutch saying, well, he's going to pack quote, he will pack G League arenas, merchandising will sell. All those make him an attractive player, close quote. He said that on ESPN today. That is Woj.
That's not going to happen.
That's a shame. They're setting him up for.
We saw LeBron like jump on the take of just let the kid be a kid. Like, don't worry about it. That coming like literal weeks after he's like, Bronny can play in the NBA right now. He's better than some of these guys in the league. Like tweeting that out, how Bronny's better than some of these guys I watch on League Pass. Like, you cannot have it both ways, sir. That you've been the number one driving force of, I want to play with my son. My son's going to be an NBA player. So while that's fair and you're absolutely allowed to have that stance, pump belief in him, all these things, you can't then backtrack and say, just let the kid be a kid, because he's not. He's your son. He's Bronny James Jr., and there's a lot that comes with that.
Bronny James Jr. Sean Barnard, fantastic stuff all the way through NBA and, of course, the side topics from hell. We'll be following along. Have a great stream with Beef a little bit later. We'll catch up tomorrow, sir. Good luck on your plays.
Sounds good. Talk to you guys later.
There he is. Once again, Sean Barnard on the Gambler stream. We're going to take a quick time out. Come back.
Yeah, I got to tell you of a personal accomplishment I had over the weekend. Huge personal accomplishment that I have not told you about yet.
Save that for the 5 o'clock hour. That's coming up next on the other side. Don't go anywhere. More after this.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
We've got you on traffic on the Walk. We've been into New Jersey down to 42 south of Creek Road. In Chester, Curlin Street's blocked between 95 and Upland due to police activity, and that also has 95 northbound. Crawling 452 to Curlin where the off-ramp is blocked. Further north, 95 stopping O'Vine Expressway to Bridge, and southbound is Jan 420 to 320. The Schuylkill westbound stacked up University to Girard and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound heavy Blue Route to Belmont and Montgomery Drive to South. All right, to tell it total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Primatene Mist. During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly, providing quick relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
This is your Tuesday Sports Minute, brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks.
Tonight at the Garden in New York, it's the Knicks and Pacers series tied at 2 games apiece. Knicks a 2.5-point home favorite. Over under total points, 215.5. Individually, Jalen Brunson over under total points, 32.5. In Denver, the defending champion Nuggets have battled their way back to tie this series up with the Timberwolves. Game 5 tonight. Nuggets a 4.5-point home favorite. Over under total points, 205.5. Signature bet, single game parlays, build your own parlays. It's the NBA playoffs. Lots of ways to take action.
BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Download the app today. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
This is the absolute
worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the outdoor stuff you'd love to do. If you're tired of achy joints, call QC Kinetics before you agree to surgery or steroids and harmful medications. That's what tens of thousands of real-life patients around the country did, like Patrick. Loved to golf, but couldn't even walk because of knee pain. After his QC Kinetics regenerative treatment for his knees, he's back and has the best handicap in 15 years. Or Abby, who was in constant back pain. QC Kinetics used Abby's own natural biologics to treat that aggravating pain, and today, Abby says she feels like a person who has never had back pain. QC Kinetics is at the top of the game with National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. I'd love to be talking about your story next, where you were able to get lasting relief with no downtime. So don't wait. Call QC Kinetics now. The consultation's free. 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
It's the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace, 3 to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Steve Buchanan joining us here, representing the squad from DraftKings Sportsbook.
The Phillies have it. They have the rotation. They have the lineup. They have the bullpen for the most part. Like, people were kind of like doubting this team in the beginning because of how good the Braves were. But it's like when you put these two teams on paper and look them side by side, it's very easy to be like, wow, you know what? Maybe the Phillies were actually better than I expected. Or maybe I just kind of brushed this team aside because of how good the Braves were last year. And we haven't really seen that this year for a team that's only lost 12 games. Let's make sure that's abundantly clear too as well.
Right.
But in a division where it's really going to be a 2-team race, Mets aren't going to be involved, Nationals aren't going to be involved. You should be taking the Phillies to win the division because you can hedge out at some point with the Braves or whatever. But like if you were in on the Braves early, you should be looking at the Phillies right now when it's still 3-1 because you are going to cash one of those bets.
Connect with the Gambler at Fox PHL Gambler on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Great news! The cash contest is back. That's right. The Gambler and Gary Barbera on the Boulevard want to put some bonus bucks in your hand. The Gambler and Gary Barbera on the Boulevard are giving you a chance to win $1,000 9 times a day. All you got to do is tune into the Gambler for your chance to win. So, is the Gambler and Gary Barbera on the Boulevard the best? Boy, I guess.
Hello! You may not have won a grand in your hand, but 'tis the Gary Barbera Jeep season.
Jeeps cheap. $199 down or $199 a month. Not one or two, but a slew.
Follow that bear!
$199 down or $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Ooh, I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girls.
Hey, hit the road. How about some free gas?
Free gas? How?
Try new Febreze car for some serious freshness and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may not win, but you're going to have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze car for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale is here. Save up to $500 on select adjustable bed sets like the all-new Temper Adapt collection with advanced pressure relief to help reduce aches and pains. Plus, get a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Hurry into Mattress Firm today.
You could expect periods of light rain overnight, even a rumble thunder early this evening. Winds start to push in off of the ocean out of the east 5 to 10 miles an hour, a low temperature of 60 degrees, and rain at times, a cold east-northeasterly wind 10 to 20 miles an hour, just kind of a raw, damp day with temperatures at 65. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell is introducing the new Cantina Chicken menu with a new Cantina Chicken burrito, quesadilla, bowl, and tacos, featuring their new slow-roasted chicken. Try the new Cantina Chicken menu today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Busy day on the roads in Chester. Kirtland Street remains blocked between 95 and Upland due to police activity. As 95 northbound Jan Chichester to Kirtland with the off-ramp is blocked. Further north 95, stopping go Vine Expressway to Bridge. Southbound Jan 420 to 320. Delays on the Blue Route northbound 95 past McDade. And southbound approaching Broomall to Media Swarthmore. Vine Expressway tied up both ways. Schuylkill to 95. Westbound Schuylkill Jan, University Teacher Barton Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound stopping go Blue Route to Belmont. Montgomery Drive to South. All right, to tell a total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Primatene Mist. During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly, providing quick relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating.
Keep celebrating when you bundle and save with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Stay tuned to Fox PHL The Gambler for the latest CEOs you should know.
Gary Holloway Jr., CEO of GMH Communities, and we're right here in Delaware County, Newtown Square.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Season 1 of the Girlfriends podcast followed a group of remarkable women as they brought down an ex-boyfriend seeking justice for Gail Katz. Season 2, The Girlfriends Our Lost Sister, follows their quest to reveal the identity of a woman misidentified as Gail during her murder investigation.
It's almost like it's become this moral obligation to find her.
Listen to The Girlfriends Our Lost Sister on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Girlfriends Our Lost Sister to start listening.
And Doug. To celebrate everyone who's customized and saved hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, we got a savings siren that goes off every time someone saves. There it is. It's a really more savings, which really, okay, a lot of savings. Little annoying now. Will you stop saving for 5 seconds?
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273.
I cannot stress
Fox
the
Sports
urgency.
Radio Philadelphia. Your shot to win $1,000 is right now. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green.
Green.
That's green. Enter it now.
You heard the man. Well, what are you waiting for? FoxPHLGambler.com right now. $1,000 up for grabs. Go and get it. Oh, you heard him. Go and get it. How about that? Gary Barbera on the Boulevard, still doing it in a big way. John Jansen, that's our cash contest. 9 times a day, we're giving away $1,000.
9 times?
Yeah, all because of our great friend Gary Barbera on the Boulevard. All you got to do is hear the keyword you just did. Get on over to foxphlgambler.com, fire that keyword in, and you could win a cool grand. Courtesy, once again, Gary Barbera on the Boulevard. I got a new whip over the weekend, or 2 weeks ago.
I was about to say, I already heard about this. How's the whip?
It's a hybrid.
How is it? You got to drive it around a little bit. Like, how is it? How you doing?
I missed my car because my car was bigger. So I missed I had a Highlander and it was just bigger. It was thicker. It was, it was heavier, and I liked it.
Always need a little bit bigger,
a little more room,
heavier. And
yeah. But I said, all right, lease was up. Got to get a new ride. And I love it. It's a beautiful car. It's brand new. It smells great. All that. But it's smaller. Let's just put it that way. It is a hybrid. So I am looking down the road going, I'm going to save a lot of money in gas. A lot of money in gas. I've been driving that thing left and right. Haven't had to fill it up yet. So it's crazy how that thing works. I still have no idea how it works. It just, it charges itself. Like when you're driving under a certain mile per hour, charges it up. You can go to it. I don't know.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we'll continue to play around with it to see where it gets me.
Can't wait for the next update on your
know.
car situation.
Yeah, everything's rolling and brand new car smell. My wife is jealous as hell about it. She's like, I can't believe you got a brand new car and I'm driving on my car and I work.
Oh, he's probably right.
We were so I'll give you an example. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel here. So yesterday or on Sunday, Mother's Day, we go to Putt Shack. Putt Shack. Putt Shack. It's downtown. It's like there's like 27 holes, like 3 9-hole putt deals.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right in the middle down on Liberty One, right there.
It's a lot of golf.
Well, you only play 9 holes. You don't play.
Why not all 27?
You can. It's gonna be expensive. So the wife, we go down there and we get going. We get our balls and all that. Our putters. Next thing you know, the guy goes, just so you know, like, yeah, because it was packed up, right? And he's like, if you see an open hole, you can go play it. But nobody was doing it. And it's golf. You're supposed to play in order. But my wife was not abiding by the rules. She was like, no, he told us we can go all over. So sure as hell, we go to the 4 after teeing off on 1. And the people that were coming out for 3 are looking at us like, what are you guys doing? That's what I tried to explain to my wife. I'm like, she's like, you don't think he told them they can go all? I'm like, I don't know. But people are giving
why
us
would he
the
tell
stink
you
guy.
that?
Yeah, it was stupid.
You would have to know that would happen. You could say, oh, well, yeah, go ahead and skip. But once you skip, the people behind you are going to go, why are you doing that?
Was my wife out of line?
No. The guy said, I think the place was out of line.
Was I out of line by saying that we shouldn't be skipping?
I think you would advise her appropriately of what the consequences would be. But the problem is they told you initially that you could do it. Why would any putt place, any golf place tell you to do that? They wouldn't. That would be bad because you know that situation is going to come up. So I don't think any of you are in the wrong. It's why would you be told that in the first place?
Thank you. That's
It's ridiculous.
That's how I see it.
And I think you advised her correctly. Like, no, this is probably not going to end up well. And guess what? People got up. Did they get upset or were they just like confused? Okay.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day. Yeah, we had our 4-year-old daughter, so I think they read between the lines on that one.
Nice.
It was anarchy down there. Good luck to everybody that's going on the putt check and playing. I would probably say do it at a time that won't be filled up with.
Fair enough.
20 people waiting on the tee box. All right. That was putt check. Putt check. I hope that's their song. One more quickly, if we could. Folks, did you know Rita's turns 40? Rita's Italian Ice, John Jansen. You know him. You love him, right?
Yes, I do. I might get some tonight. Should I get some
40th birthday celebration going on. How about this? You ever been to Italy? You ever been to Iceland?
I've not been to either.
Well,
I've not been out of the country.
Get on over to Rita's 40th birthday sweepstakes.com right now.
Whoa.
And enter to win a grand prize trip for two to Italy or Iceland. Winner's choice. Which one would you choose?
Italy. I like pasta. I like all pasta. I would just go to Italy and just eat the entire time. I don't know what else there is in Italy. I'm sure Italy's like a beautiful place, but I like pasta. So there is only one choice there. There's one choice.
You don't think they have pasta in Iceland?
Do you think they have pasta like Italy and Iceland?
I bet you. Well, no. Maybe.
No.
I bet you there's some good chefs down there in Iceland.
Nope. Not like there are in Italy. You know what? I can get good pasta here. I can get good pasta in Philly.
Dang right.
And somewhere. But is it going to be pasta like in Italy? No.
I want to make my own pasta one of these years, one of these days.
That seems like a lot of work.
It is, but I want to be able to do it.
I love making pasta
BS.
dishes.
You love to cook what?
I do. Like pasta
like
dishes.
What?
I do.
What do you cook?
I like the
last thing you cook?
The simple ones. I cook every day now.
What's the last thing you cook?
I cook every day. I've apparently lost 10 pounds. I told my parents like their scale was broken because it was like this is like 10 pounds off. So maybe I'm just eating better, but I just cook simple stuff.
Under on that.
Like garlic and oil with pasta. That's it. Like a simple dish like that. Really good.
It's
a cherry tomato pasta, which is really good.
Okay.
Like stuff like that. It's easy. It's easy to cook. Just put a bunch of crushed tomatoes in a pot, season it up, boom, you got good pasta.
Boom.
Why is that such a hard? Why can't I cook?
I don't know. Just didn't take you as a chef, but clearly
I'm not a chef, but I can cook for myself.
Okay,
I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Sometimes
I didn't defrost anything for dinner tonight. Now that we're having this conversation, so that's not good.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not getting home until a little bit later. I'm recording the boys. You're gonna stick around, and hang out for a little bit, but yeah, it's the Philadelphia Union. The X's and the U, brand new podcast on this Gambler on this station with the one and only Mr. Sebastian Letou, leading scorer all-time history for the Philadelphia Union. Or did Gazdag
not anymore.
take that?
Yeah, Gazdag already took that.
That's right. Damn.
The GOAT. Gazdag the GOAT.
That's crazy. That's impressive that Gazdag scored that many goals to surpass Sebastian Letou. Well, Gazdag's name isn't up there in the Ring of Honor.
Oh, I mean, he's still playing.
Well, I'm just saying. Seba,
it will be.
Power ranking, Seba is still in front of Gazdag. That's it.
I mean, hopefully he's not listening right now, but no, I'd probably put Gazdag.
No, what?
Gazdag has been a part of more accomplished Union teams. He's the leading goal scorer. Again, hopefully he's not listening because I like Seba a lot.
Yeah, he's real.
Yeah, Gazdag's to go right now.
All right. So they're going to be coming here. We'll be recording Adam, Matt, and Seba a little bit later. Once again, Rita's 40th birthday celebration sweepstakes. Enter for your chance to win a trip for two to Italy or Iceland. Rita's 40th birthday sweepstakes. All right. I got some more side topics from hell.
I got one too.
Let's spin the wheel.
Can I go over my personal accomplishment? I think you'd be proud of me for this one.
Your personal accomplishment.
I think you'll be legit proud of me for this.
Shoot, go.
So it was my friend's 30th on Saturday over at Wyncote in Oxford, Pennsylvania, my hometown. Really great golf course. And we went out and played. It was a scramble, but I hit the only 2 shots of this hole. I got my first birdie. I got my first birdie on a par 3. Let's go. Let's go. What? It was about a 160-yard tee shot to the pin. I got it about 7 feet, and I nailed the putt.
You sank the putt.
Sank the putt.
How about that?
I'm really proud of that.
What golf course you play?
Wyncote. This is in Oxford. This is my hometown. It's a very nice golf course, by the way. If you ever find yourself for some reason all the way out in Oxford, Pennsylvania. That is a great golf course.
Right.
I enjoyed myself. I lost a ton of balls there, though, because it is some high grass, and I hit it in about every single patch of them. So, yeah. But I got a birdie. Scrambles are fun, by the way. That was my first time playing a scramble. It's really fun playing good shots and not all of your bad ones. That's a good time.
Yeah. You know, the issue with the scramble is, you know, like you clearly are in a team. You're not playing your shot, and that takes away. That. You know,
because then I can play better shots because instead of playing all of my bad shots.
Well, scrambles are good for certain people, and scrambles. I enjoy a scramble, like the outings. I enjoy scrambles every once in a while, but most of the time I like playing my own ball. I like getting out there, hacking it up. But we also played on when I went to Myrtle Beach, not a scramble, a shamble. Is that what we called it? Where you take your drive.
Okay.
And then
everybody plays it from the
no. Oh, excuse me. Let me back that up. You take the best drive, and then you play your own ball. So I think that's what it was called, a shamble. It was my first time playing a shamble. But the scrambles are good.
Scrambles are fun. Yeah. I had a good time with the scramble.
Good.
And at that point, though, it was a clutch birdie, too, because we thought we were basically trying to beat the group in front of us. They were 3 under, and so were we, and going into the last 2 holes. So when I hit that birdie shot, I thought I won it. I thought that was like the match winner. I won the whole thing. And here we come to find out there was a group of parents, so the old heads that were in the first group, and they won by like 3 strokes. We got beat by a bunch of like 60-year-olds. We weren't even close.
Yeah.
I thought by now, as 30-year-olds, we could beat our parents, but still, I can't. We can't do it.
No, well, look, when it comes to handicaps, and I was talking about this with my buddy the other day, it's like handicaps are really tough for good players. Because when we were in Myrtle Beach, there was this one team that literally shot like 6-7 under, and they had awesome players, if I'm not mistaken. It was like 6-7 under. But you know, the fact is you had the 2 best players that were on the trip out of the 16 guys. So that the handicap was like ridiculously difficult for them to win, and they didn't win. And like the team with the worst handicap ended up winning. All those strokes came back beneficial. But look, love a good scramble. I need to get out there.
We finished 5 under. I was happy.
This weather, BS. You didn't finish 5 under.
I didn't personally, but our scramble team finished 5 under.
Yeah, somebody was fibbing.
No, nobody was fibbing.
Absolutely.
We had the former club pro that was on used to work at the club that was on our
there
team.
There you go, yeah.
But they took a lot of my shots.
How about it?
They took a lot of my shots, all right?
How about it?
Why can't you just be, you know, good for you, John. You did a great job. Instead, you're like, well, yeah, that's probably
good for you.
You just don't like how I can just go on a golf course and hit a birdie.
I'm just
after
dying.
I haven't been on a golf course in years. That's probably.
I'm dying to get.
Let's go
on a golf course. I just haven't been on a golf course and since
your Myrtle trip,
Beach.
like 2 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
No, it was like a month ago, I think.
No, it was actually a month. Yeah, a month ago now. Yeah, 14. Oh man.
Sorry you haven't been on the golf course in a month.
Well,
that was my first time in 2 years.
This weather has been the worst I can remember.
It's not been great.
It's raining every day.
That was a weird. And when we went Saturday, that was a weird one. Because it was hot when the sun was out, but it was also cloudy, and it would get really cold when it was cloudy. So it was the weather kept changing drastically almost every hole. It was annoying. By the end, it got really cold though. Very, very cold. Being on a golf course when it's windy and cold is not fun.
No.
That's the least amount of fun I've had on a golf course.
Really?
And the last 2 holes, that was cold. That was really cold and windy, and it was brutal. Brutal. And, of course, that's when I hit my birdie.
How about it? All right. Well, I'm dying to get
I was battling the elements.
We got the Swing It and Ding It Open coming up here on July the 15th.
I saw a Swing It and Ding It Open t-shirt in the wild yesterday.
How about that?
Or on Sunday.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's keep it moving. I want to talk some NFL real quick if we could. First of all, we got the schedule release coming out tomorrow. Just to let you know, we are doing a live stream at 8 p.m. Hopefully the NFL doesn't release every game from now until then. I feel like they have, but it doesn't matter. We'll have some fun. We'll jab with the Eagles, of course, talk about some of the big picture games, maybe connect some dots on some teams that will be playing some easier schedules as far as, the powers that be making it easy on the teams traveling and all that. But right from the jump, though, some of the games that they have released with the Kansas City Chiefs opening up the season at home, both up against the Baltimore Ravens, right? And then they followed up the following week with a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Kansas City Chiefs open up the season 2 straight home games. They're favored in both. They go against the Ravens on the 5th. They're 3-point favorites. And then on the 15th, they're 4-point favorites at home against Cincinnati. Does that mean anything to you at all? And I'm not talking about point spread. I'm not asking for a winner at all. No. But to open up a season 2 straight games at home, I don't know. Of course, the number one thing that hits me is it's Mahomes, it's Kansas City. They're constantly in the Super Bowl. I also think that there is something to be said maybe about Joe Burrow and the injury factor, and can he make it through a full season, being healthy and, get it while you can. Week 2, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes going head-to-head, pretty good game there.
Do you really think they're thinking like that?
I don't know. I think there is some sort of thought process going on.
I guess you could say the same thing about Lamar because he's been hurt. I know he played a full year last year, but he's had injury problems. So, yeah, get it in early. Get the Ravens, get Bengals, fun stuff. But I don't know. I don't think that's how they think.
We got 6 games released right now in DraftKings Sportsbook. Ravens and Chiefs. That's the season opener. Oh, by the way, I'll be in Avalon for that. They are 3 points.
Like you always are.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
And then we got Brazil on Friday. Lion Brazil. You know that song?
Do I know that song? No.
That's an all 104.5 winner.
I like all 104.5. I like the songs there. I don't know that one.
Don't you want to be? Yeah, Declan.
You're not doing a good job.
Declan McKenna.
No. Nope.
You know the song.
I don't think I do. I don't think I've ever heard of that song.
I want to play the beautiful game while I'm in Brazil. Because everybody wants to play the beautiful game out in Brazil. How do I know that game? Because I listen to alt rock.
I do too.
Yeah. 6 games total. Ravens, Chiefs, Packers, Eagles. 1.5 now down a tick. 1.5. 48.5. The total came down heavy in the Chiefs Ravens game too. That was at 49.5. Now down to 47.5. Down 2 ticks there. I did like the under as well.
Stop. Come on. Talking about line movement on May 14th.
Well, what if that comes down to 45? Would you rather be
movement on May 14th?
What if that comes down to 45.5?
What if there's an injury that happens and it goes down even more? Like, I can't.
All right, well, I could have got it at 49.5. I should have bet it.
You're guessing.
I should have bet it.
You should have bet it.
Yes.
Because
I will
you
bet this
tie
game.
Up your money in May for a game that doesn't take place in September.
I'm going to bet $100 tops. I'm tying up $100.
That's
50,
crazy.
75.
We don't even know who's going to be playing in the game. There's injuries that happen all the time.
Good. I like the under. Doesn't matter. I'm not taking the over. I do like that. I wish I hopped on 49. I'm wagering on it. Everybody's wagering on it.
Wager on it when we get a week or two closer. Like when it's a week or two away from the game.
Well, make note what this total is come September 1st.
It's not going to move all that much.
I bet you it's like 45.5.
It's not going to go down to 45.
All right. It's down to 47.5. We'll see. Packers and Birds, 1.5 there. That's on Friday the 6th. Man, we go from Thursday to Friday. There's some college football mixed in too. We're going to have some banger games going off that week. What a great week to get the party started in all things football season. And then Sunday the 8th. Can I give you a little hot take?
Go ahead.
I don't think Tom Brady's going to be a good broadcaster.
I'm skeptical.
I think it's going to be very boring.
Well, he's also not going to get a fair shot because we're immediately, the first thing he says, wrong. We're going to roast him, which apparently he wasn't a fan of.
Being roasted?
Yeah. He said it affected his kids too much.
Gee, Tom.
Gee.
Did you not think about what would be said there, Tom? Now, you know what you do. See, when you open up the window and you allow people to look inside, right? Like Tom Brady had this image in my mind. And now he's doing other things. And look, that's hey, good for him. He's making buku amounts of money. He's going to get millions and millions of dollars. The report was he got $10 to $15 million to do that roast. He wasn't just sitting up there. His kids are going to be okay. They're going to be all
They're going to be fine.
Because they're going to go on a ride on that big ass yacht that he has. And daddy's going to put smiles on their faces. You know, all good. Buy them Rolls Royces for Christmas, whatever he's got to do. But Brady, man, he's boring.
Also, if your kids aren't used to being roasted, I mean, what is their family dynamic like? Like my family roast everyone all the time.
They're not normal. They're not normal. The Bradys are not normal.
I get that. But also, like, toughen up a little bit.
Well,
yeah, it's funny.
They didn't say anything about the kids, did they?
They did about their parents.
Correct. Yeah, it was about the mom,
like divorce
with the
Bridget.
Oh, he did say there was times where it's like
where he like left your
he's
pregnant
not a
wife.
good dude. Yeah, look what he did to Bridget Monahan. Right, she was pregnant. Hey, Brady's not a good dude. He's just a hell of a football player. He's the GOAT. And that's that. You know, look at Tyreek Hill. Same thing. Dude's down there running a camp. He's atrocious. Look at it. Do a Google search on his name.
Yeah, he's not a great person.
No, but we look past this because these guys can play ball. Anyways, Brady opens it up for everybody to have an opinion. And, you know, dude's miserable, right? Like he's buku rich, crazy amounts of money. He could do whatever he wants from now until the end of time. Right? But like, does he have a good life? There's a video out there.
I would imagine.
He's floating around on that gigantic yacht by himself. He looks miserable. You know, he doesn't drink, he didn't go to the after party.
He didn't?
No.
I thought that's the whole point of those roasts.
No, he didn't go to the after party. He was uncomfortable.
Why did he have the roast? I guess they gave him a ton of money to do it.
It's the only reason why I could think of is that he got paid to do it.
Because he doesn't seem like somebody like this isn't surprising that he didn't take too kindly to being roasted.
I bet you Michael Rubin had something to do with it. I bet you Kevin Hart, Michael Rubin were like, you should do this.
I'm sure Netflix went, yeah, we'll give you a bunch of money.
Correct.
Are you kidding me?
Probably made way more than 15. We're underselling him on 15.
Yeah, he probably made like 20, 25 million off of that.
He deserves it.
He definitely made a lot of money. He said yes to that for one reason. Not to be roasted. Not because he was going to have a good time with his pals. No, it's because he wanted money. And he got money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about him as a broadcaster, though.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Especially because he's following a very beloved broadcaster now. Think of whatever you want about Greg Olsen. Everybody, it was almost a consensus, loved Greg Olsen, and that's who Brady has to follow. And there's already a bunch of people that don't like Tom Brady. Part of being a broadcaster is your likability, and already he's going into the booth with a lot of people hating him. And he doesn't seem like a likable person.
Yeah, he's not.
Like, I'm sure not every broadcaster is a great person or an amazing person, but do they have a likable personality? Sure, there are some broadcasters that aren't great people, likable personality as soon as they get on the mic, and people love them. But Brady, everybody doesn't like him. He's already been in front of a mic. He's already said stuff. People don't like him. And now you do this roast, and all of a sudden you have afterwards, well, I didn't like being roasted.
I didn't see this.
It's not likable.
Where did he say that?
It was on Variety. I think it's a Variety magazine post.
I don't read Variety. Sorry.
It was on social media. I saw it on Twitter.
Gotcha.
I'm scrolling on Twitter throughout the show.
Well, I do know this, that it did get a little ugly, and that's part of the gig.
Did it?
Yeah.
But it's a roast. How can it doesn't get ugly?
Well, it's supposed to.
You're just uncomfortable. Or he, I mean, I'd say you, but he is just uncomfortable.
Even the roasters, they will tell you that the jokes even hit home and they'll have them reflecting. Like the chick came out, she's been doing all of this press.
Vicky Glazer?
She was great. Yeah. She was funny, but
she was
now
awesome.
She's all over the place.
She's been all over the place.
Yes, she is, but she's now making the rounds because of it. And
she has been. She always goes on like Howard Stern after those roasts.
Yeah,
like that is a thing that she does all the time.
She's making her own name, and she was like, "Yeah."
She's like, what's the guy? Jeff Ross. She's a roast staple.
They're all the same.
Okay,
it was good. I'm not trying to hate.
I didn't even watch it. I don't care. But
yeah,
Brady's.
You look ahead at its moments where it was like, damn, that was the Patriots. That was crazy. These guys haven't said anything, and now they're just like making sexist, racist jokes, and it's like, whoa, what the hell? Like. That was wild. I didn't expect all that. Again, it's a roast, anything goes, but still, it was out there for consumption, and you know how this world operates. So I was like, damn, somebody's going to cost themselves some money tonight. Like Tom Brady doesn't have anything to worry about. He's good. You can't cancel Brady. But some of those other people, I'm like, you guys gotta be careful. You get caught up in that. Next thing you know, you're gonna lose a gig and lose this.
Sure, but when it's always under the umbrella of a roast, it just feels like feels like that. I don't know.
Why don't we have a roast? Why don't we roast you then? Let's go. So I can say whatever I want then.
Go ahead. You do anyway. Stop. You do all the time on here.
I do not.
You call me a nerd and a dork and everything on here all the time. What do you mean?
No, that's not nice.
That's ridiculous.
That's not nice.
You're just lying all the time.
Johnny haircut.
See, and now I come into the office with that hat for once, and now it's always got a Johnny haircut. I remember the first time we did that, Johnny, because the one hair was curled, and you're like, oh, Johnny curls.
Johnny curls.
Always got to make fun of me for something. There's always something that you got to roast me.
I tease because I kid. I kid because I love. Come on.
Sure.
Jason Kelsey joining Monday Night Football. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
he'll be fine. It's better. See, that's a transition I like. It's not like he's going into the booth to call a game. He's going to be on the pregame show.
Yeah.
Where it's a little bit more controlled and easier, and he'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not much difference there. I don't really, easy stuff. All right. Speaking of easy, we had a little earlier today, Sean Barnard joined us, talk a little bit about the NBA games that are coming up. We got 2 of them in the association. Jets and Niners, 5.5, 45. Come on, man. That's some great line movement there, John Jansen.
I don't want to talk about line.
Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. Rodgers drops back. You think he's going to make it a full series?
No.
You think he gets hurt again?
I don't think it'll be an Achilles or anything, but he will definitely miss some time this season. There will be either it's a couple games or whatever, but yeah, he'll miss time. He won't play a full season.
Hopefully he just stays off the microphone, but I did see him making the rounds again.
I don't care. I truly don't. This guy, why does he have such a weird opinion about everything? Everything.
He's out there.
Everything. You don't have to think outside of the box on every single topic. Sometimes just having a normal opinion about something is okay. But every little thing, there has to be some wild, out-of-the-box thought that Aaron Rodgers has. Do we get it? You think you're smart. Good for you. Just, like, oh, yeah, I like American cheese on a grilled cheese sandwich. He's like, well, there's a conspiracy about that. It's not good for you. Shut up. Just let me eat a grilled cheese. Just let me do whatever I want. Why does there have to be an outside-the-box opinion? Oh, grilled cheese would be better without the cheese, actually. Shut up, Aaron. Shut up.
All right. Well said. Daily Ticket rolling on. Sean Barnard on the other side. Back up to this.
Happy 40th birthday, Ritas. Enter to win a trip to Italy or Iceland at ritas40th.com.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.